pizza. It's the Bennington Show. I'm Ron Bennington. There's Gail Bennington.
Yo.
And I am Ron Bennington, and sitting next to me is Mr. Bama himself, the king of Za.
They couldn't cover, could they?
I could not even believe that team came back and won. It was stunning. It was a very, very fun night.
Well, maybe for you, but I was watching it.
Right up to the last second, it was fun. You know that we were both doing math in our head, coming up with the plays that we need. But I'm pulling for Chris because he was the comeback kid, and you're doing math to go root against Alabama on certain plays so that he could cover. I mean, this is why people love to gamble.
Now, the thing that I was thinking of over and over last night is the moment that when the challenge went down, Chris was the one to go, we're betting with the spread, okay? That's how we do. Like, he's like, we're not just picking a team. Now, had he done that, he'd be fine.
You're correct. Not only that, but the guy that he's combating against still doesn't understand the spread and is writing... Well, you got it, Chris. Looks like I'm eating pizza.
It's over, dude. Was the fucking thing. You got it. Was his fucking text to me.
And we're texting back to him. Dude, you have 4.5 points. Yeah. And he's like, yeah, 4.5 points of pizza, right? No, I think you just wanted to eat pizza, Vito.
He did.
I had no interest in eating pizza. I just don't understand how the betting odds work. All I know is that
there isn't odds. Look, here's what happened. You start at 4.5 to nothing. How many times I said to you during the game, now you're winning 7.5. Now you're winning fucking, and you're going like, yeah, I am. I got this ass. You know what I mean? Like, he's trying to taunt, but he doesn't understand. Right. But how is that hard to understand?
I understand that a team wins, but somehow the team I bet on lost, and I still won, so I'm coming up pizza last.
That's the spread.
That's literally it. Why?
You know what I like about this outcome? There are two losers in this circumstance. And that's
always two losers.
That's the best case scenario.
Now, the stupid bet was this. You have to eat 2 pizzas if you lose.
2 large pizzas.
Now, this is something a homeless guy would love to lose this bet.
This is known as the American bet.
Now, I have a home, but yes, I'm going to eat 2, and I chose pepperoni pizzas.
Why?
Because I wanted to taste good going down. Like, I like pepperoni.
You're now eating 2 sticks of pepperoni.
Yeah, that's a lot of pepperoni. And now you're going to have heartburn along with being super full.
I took Prejudices this morning, and just in case. I was like,
I feel like that's a cheat.
They always say.
No, it's not.
It's so stupid. You're supposed to take that because it takes time to get into your system.
I think it's had about 3 hours to get in there.
Do you know how many times I've tried to explain this to him? 1, that he skips days, and 2, he tries to double down. Like, today's a hard day. I'm going to double down on my Prevacid. I'm like, you're abusing medication.
The medication to him, the Prevacid, is the fucking point spread of his life. It's something that's easily understood.
Time to double down.
Like, I understand that anybody would struggle with math so they don't understand odds and they're need a piece of paper. I get. But this is suddenly just like, you have these points. This is just addition.
Like, what you're saying is it's okay to not know originally, but once it's explained to you, it's over. You have 4.5 points.
Most young men learn this by 7.
It just killed me. It's the end of the 4th quarter, and he's like, "They're gonna make this field goal, and you fucking got this, Chris." Like, no, I don't. This fucks me. I need him to fucking shank it, which he did.
He did,
and it was amazing.
Yeah,
I was like, holy shit! I got to the light. This is great. And then that scumbag from Georgia kicks a 51-yard field goal.
That nerd.
Yeah, with a ridiculous name. Nerd. What was that fucking kicker's name? It was insane.
But what's with those glasses, too?
I don't know.
What are you, fucking Buddy Holly? What's your story?
Rodrigo Blankenship.
You've already lost 10 minutes of pizza time.
I know.
Look. Vito was going like some strategy of taking time off.
Vito's strategy was fantastic. He eats the first one for an hour. Then he digests, he relaxes, and in the last hour, he does the same thing. He felt like it was having 2 meals.
Right. He was explaining it to me later, like, by that time, I'll be hungry again.
You then know, come in.
Don't be
He's
shy.
hanging outside with pizzas.
He won. You should be fucking happy, scumbag.
By the way, My favorite thing right now is Jen having zero interest in any of this. The sport, the pizza.
She cares little about football and
Yeah.
fucking pizza. She wants none of it in her life. Give me the
You got to get some social media shots on this too, Vito. You're going to
Take
be in
some
charge of
pics of him.
social.
And then I have a pizza for you guys also.
That we can eat at our
I
leisure.
didn't lose anything.
You want some noon pizza?
Half pepperoni, half plain, because Jen's vegetarian.
Jen, when did this start?
She's
Aren't you worried about
pescatarian.
some of the pepperoni stink getting on your...
I told him I didn't want any.
No, you didn't. I said, would you like pizza? And you
All right,
All right.
dude.
Dude,
Why
you
you
don't
gotta
yell
go
at
off the rails?
people.
Look, Chris is smiling next to his pizzas.
He didn't even have the
He's
camera.
really happy. He feels like he saved money today.
Free lunch, Ron.
Free lunch and dinner.
That picture is hilarious.
That's a lot of pizza.
Have you ever seen someone happier to lose
No.
a bet? It's never-
No, that's why I thought it'd make it a fun bet for everybody.
Can I get napkins?
All right,
easy. Part of the bet.
easy.
And also, I believe he needs some hot tea as well.
And
we
Vito,
got some.
I don't like hearing you being a dick to Jen. There was no reason for that.
I don't like being lied about. I asked Jen this morning, hey, you want me
It's
to
not
order-
a big deal.
I believe Jen. It doesn't really
no, that
matter
doesn't,
what you
that's
say.
bullshit.
Vito, this isn't about you. This is fucking Chris's day.
Thank you, Ron.
You're going to get the first bite in? What are you doing? You're telling a story through social media. You got to pick up your phone and get that first bite going in.
There it goes.
Look. He's so stupid. You really are.
Why is he such a weird person?
You know what?
was good pizza.
Oh, it is. It is. That's Uncle Paul's.
I think it's so strange that he went pepperoni because you're right. He's eaten like 2 sticks of pepperoni on top
He
of
already
it.
looks full after 3 bites. Stop it. There's no reason to speed this. You got 3 hours.
Ron, Emma Willmann's coming in at 2 o'clock. I want to be done with the pizza by 2. I want Emma to think like there's been no ridiculous pizza eating for the past 2 hours in the
It's not
studio.
going to happen.
It's never gonna
You've now
happen.
taken a 3-hour impossible bet, turned it into 2.
I mean, it's my own personal goal, Ron.
Just take your time. Chill.
Seriously, because
It's
there
not a
can't be
speed
any.
date.
There can't be any choking. That's why it's nice and leisurely through 3 hours.
Leisurely.
Nice, leisurely fucking pizza binge.
You have no plates for him or anything, Vito? There's no
I'm
napkins?
putting this up and then I'm grabbing it. I have it all in there.
That's the wrong place for it.
Come on, Winter Boy. Come on, I need my fucking
By the way, what did you just call him?
Winter Boy.
I thought he said water boy.
He's my tea boy today. I'm turning this shit around on fucking Vito.
Oh, God. No more eating with your mouth fucking full like that. I'm not... He's making me nervous the way
I know.
he's eating.
Seriously though,
This is how I normally eat.
I know that's the
like
problem. That's the problem.
like that at
is
all.
I just realized we're being punished because
Yeah.
we have to watch him eat for 3 hours.
You know what? I just had a new strategy change up in the middle after this first slice.
Hold on.
Just after a couple bites.
Why are you throwing stuff,
Because
Vito?
you treat me like an animal, Ron.
You kind of eat like one.
Is this like a slice?
Yes. That'd be nice.
I'll have a.
I'm going to try to eat this
Vegetarian
entire
slice.
slice before Emma Willmann gets here. That's
I
my
couldn't
dream.
possibly. I'm still
my
gonna be
dream.
nibbling my one slice.
When she doesn't know that I had a slice of pizza, I'll feel like a winner.
So what I'm doing right now, this just came to me. I mean, I guess I'm a professional eater.
What is it, Wozniak? What's the
Explain.
fucking breakthrough?
I'm going to save the crust for the end and treat them like a breadstick party. And so I'm just going to
That
roast.
is a terrible idea. You're eating dry crust at the end. You're not gonna feel good.
See, if this was me doing it, I would have ordered marinara sauce on the side, treated the crust like
Extra
breadsticks.
food. Why do both of you want extra food?
Because then you dip the crust into the marinara sauce.
You wouldn't have done any of these things.
I had a whole.
You're sweating like an animal right now
I've been-
because
this pizza's so hot that booth turned into a sauna from all the steam.
I checked on the Instagram live. Everyone was really concerned about your breathing yesterday. I mean, they couldn't focus on anything else.
is that right?
Yeah, he was, well, like the opening was just him like doing a shot of something upstairs, but it was like, they're like, what is this, like Darth Vader? Like the breathing was so loud.
terrifying.
I'll have to play it for you later. It's like 2 minutes of just breathing. It's a little scary.
didn't
Well, he is
realize.
24.
25 now. So that's what
I don't
the heavy
like that
breathing
as
kicks
much.
in.
Yeah, you've changed.
You're no longer the young bro.
So wait, let's go back to this. So you think it's a mistake to leave all the crust? Gail, you think
I
that
think it's a terrible idea. I think he's going to find himself with a pile of dry crust that's going to be equivalent to a loaf of bread.
What you don't understand is we have the time to get him marinara sauce.
Don't sleep on the marinara sauce strategy.
Vito, you're like the worst winner I've ever seen. You win the biggest game of your life. You come in just making everything unpleasant, screaming loud, and then tearing into Jen.
He's hurting my
which we
feelings, too.
just don't do here.
I wasn't tearing into Jen. I just don't like being lied about by anybody.
I lie about you constantly.
I mean, I've literally fought with everyone on this show except for Jen.
Me too. I fucking have said to everybody on this show, I will destroy you. Except for Jen.
That includes me.
Yeah, of course. Sean.
I will destroy.
Sean, what's up? Yeah.
Hey, Ronnie B. If Chris doesn't get the 2 pies to eat today, how do we punish him tomorrow? Rack of ribs?
I think punishment is just being Chris.
That's
You
a
know?
Shame. The shame of having the calories, but none of the pride.
He's
Finish him.
actually at Half Pizza. Oh, why aren't you getting this for social media?
Come on, bruh. 10 minutes.
Come on,
fucking
Dad.
update.
This is the stuff that I hate. I don't need you coming in behind me. Taking
I'm on Daddy's side.
I had a teaching moment there. He was with his hot tea. Hot. Yeah, it's too hot.
Very hot.
That's gonna be
can't-
good when the fucking pizza gets cold, though. You can pour it.
You can't gulp hot tea the way you gulp pizza.
He's got a good. You know what? He's got a strategy. He burns his mouth up so bad.
English breakfast, Ron.
You can't leave any pepperoni on the side, just so you know that.
Why do you fucking make this a negative? It's a great
He
day.
lost the bet. It should be a negative.
Have I lost or am I winning right now, Vito?
You lost, and you were fucking so upset. You were so confident that you weren't going to eat pizza yesterday. You were being such a little fucking asshole yesterday about not eating pizza.
Why are
And
you?
just-
You're not acting like a winner, dude. When you're a winner, you have to act like Trump. You never bring it up again. You act like everybody that you ran against was great. You forget the words of the national anthem. And there were people busting his balls about that. I go, nobody can fucking sing that song. There's plenty to bust balls about, but we have to admit, that's a bad song.
It's a bad song. The lyrics were always confusing to me as a kid. Like, I was pretty much getting them wrong all the time.
Sure, every human does. And then we get mad every time a singer can't pull it off. Some fucking hip-hop kid tries to do it.
It's like it was set up on purpose to trip people up.
I mean, why don't we just change the anthem into one of those Hamilton songs that everybody loves so much?
Oh, that would be great. I don't know any of them, but
me
I know people like them.
He's in the second half of his first pizza. This is something Vito never would have been able to
No,
pull off.
Vito's garbage,
I
Ron.
would have been already done with my first half. You
No
already,
way.
I told you what my plan yesterday. I was going to get rid of that first pie within the first 15 minutes of it.
So you're disappointed that you won.
No, I'm not disappointed that I won, but I mean, I would have liked to. I would have liked to showboat how good I can eat pizza. Also,
Maybe we should give him the second pie. It could be in 15 minutes, right? Maybe we should do that.
Stop it.
He's trying to get out of eating. He's already full.
I also like that Vito says, get rid of. I get rid of it in my belly.
You can't see it; it doesn't exist.
I got rid of some mashed potatoes and chicken.
Oh, I got rid of everything.
Yeah, I was at him with a restaurant. He was looking at the menu. What can I get rid of here today? Hey, Gail. Oh, God.
Chris, please,
No.
seriously. I
Gail
can't.
turned this on to a groovy new diner, man.
Oh, where?
No, I'm not saying. Just one day you'll be surprised with it.
Oh, that's nice.
One
This
day-
is stuff I expected out of the executive producer.
And haven't we been looking for a diner since the close of our beautiful Edison?
Oh, I fucking hate that fucking Edison Hotel. Hate them.
Is there anything there yet? Or is it
No,
still
of course not.
There's a bar there now. I was there.
The bar. There's always been a bar there.
Oh, the,
Yeah.
the rum house thing.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
been
Oh.
there since fucking 1942.
I never knew that was there. I was in there the other night.
And now they're closing this bar, Langan's.
Yeah.
Which
What?
is, Langan's is closed this
What?
week.
That's so weird.
Because they're jumping
Who's gonna do
they're jumping the rent from $13,000 a month to $56,000 a month. And they just can't.
It's got to be illegal to do shit like that.
I think if you own the building, you can do whatever you want. I mean,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's
yeah,
the
but it
fucking
should
reason.
be. That's not fair. God, that's so shitty.
yeah.
I was telling you that happened to like a bar that me and my friends used to go to a lot when we were just out of college. It was like our neighborhood bar. It was always busy. It was never doing poorly, but it just had to close because they just jacked up the rent to an impossible amount. I don't even know how they can do that.
The little French restaurant in my neighborhood, which I loved, always full. Everybody knew everybody. They jacked the rent on them. And then there's something like a Coffee Joe's, and like we need another coffee fucking corporate place.
The weird thing is, I used to work at a restaurant years ago, and the person who was the accountant was also the accountant of that restaurant. Mm-hmm. And he used to treat it like an older sister who was like more achieved and like so he would be like, they're packed during lunch. This is what their sales are a day. And they made massive sales because they had a great location, great food. So that's always, a super busy restaurant.
Always little French girls waitressing that they would bring over fucking
really
France.
Cute.
Yeah. So they're like, you're really sitting there with these adorable little French girls who are spending 6 months in fucking New York or whatever.
Not burnout.
No, not all burnout.
Not like a burnout waitress like you usually see.
The way Jen looks today, just fucking hanging with us.
No, I looked up online.
Why don't you take your time? Just
take a moment. By the way, I see he's already doing his strategy and he's piling up those crusts, and I really think he's gonna regret it.
They look like bones.
Pizza bones.
Now, what were we gonna say?
I looked up how many calories, just for kicks. How many calories are
the odd fun that you have?
How many calories are in the pizza?
Did you get your kicks from it?
There's about 35 calories in a pizza.
2,500, Ron. A little bit off. So I'm looking at 5,000 calories right now. I'm like, wow, that's a lot of calories. But then I thought, is it? Because I've definitely had like 7,000 calorie days just from the booze. I'll drink a 30-pack in a day. That's like 3,500. And then it's not like I'm not going to be eating shittily as I'm pounding fucking cheap beer. And that's another fucking 2,000.
Hold on. I just have to remind myself I'm not at a TED Talk. I know I'm still eating shittily, even though I'm pounding down a fucking 30-pack.
So this ain't nothing, man. I'm just condensing it into a 2-hour period.
Are you going to take a little break?
I think maybe I'm going to start nibbling on these crusts.
I really don't like the phrase nibbling. I never have.
Nibbling on the crusts after slice 6.
Normally he's nibbling on some dick.
Oh, this tea.
Oh, boy. The hot tea is so gross.
Soothing for the throat.
What flavor did you go with?
English breakfast.
Nice. Standard.
It's classic.
Srekalov wonders if you would send her a half slice.
No, that's going inside of me.
Yeah.
He's going to be getting rich.
Pizza, you're going inside of me. I kind of feel bad for the crusts left behind.
Don't worry. They're going to be taken care of.
You got to eat those napkins, too.
Oh my God.
You're not leaving that behind.
Suck the grease out.
And the tea bag.
Yeah, you got to eat the tea bag. Like I got to tell you whether you can tea bag or not.
He looks comfortable.
Hey, Matt, what's up, buddy?
Hey, what do you say, Rob?
Hey.
Yeah, I know it's a callback, but I wanted to bring up, you were talking about the national anthem. One of my favorite comedy bits of all time is Albert Brooks off Comedy Minus One album when he does the remake of the national anthem.
Hey, world! We got to find that.
You jail all your blacks.
He just came up with the idea that we needed a new national anthem. They officially canceled the Albert Brooks Louis C.K. cartoon for TBS, and TBS said it was just a dumb idea from the beginning. Why do we want to make a cartoon with two grown men?
This is better for everyone.
I just can't. I don't understand how people watch so much cartoon.
Yeah. There's something, I don't know. It's like something about not seeing real faces. I just struggle with it. Like, I don't know what it is.
Yeah. It's cartoony. It's great when you're a child for some reason. You can't get enough of it. Chris, how far are you away from finishing your first pizza?
I'm 2 slices and a couple crusts away.
Now, you want to eat all your crust in between, or you want to end with 2 pizzas worth
He's
of
going to
crust?
be ripping off the crust from the second pie.
I'm worried that Emma Willmann is going to see somebody eating 7 pounds of crust.
That's far more disturbing.
My plan mid pizza was to, as I'm doing this first pie, start eating the crusts, and then I move on to the next pie.
Get yourself on crust.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Mm-hmm.
I think his initial thing was smart, but the crust in between
slows me down.
Yeah, it's a killer. That's a fucking killer.
That's like, I'll have a pizza, then a loaf of bread, then another pizza, then a loaf of bread.
It probably is like eating 7 loaves of bread.
I'm thinking it's low 5,000 calories. That's not as bad as I thought it'd be. I thought it'd be like 10,000.
First of all, I don't know why you're focusing on the calories. You don't even know what a calorie is.
Not at all, no.
Yeah.
I just know you're not supposed to have a lot of them every day.
More than 2,000.
Is that right?
2,000 is like the number you're supposed to hit, and he's eating more in that pizza than the daily allotment for calories.
Oh, whatever.
But both of you guys say you can put away a whole pizza, right?
Yeah, that's not a problem.
But like if you and your mom are going to order pizza, you get one for yourself, like it's a personal pan, but it's not. You get a public pan.
That's like a special day is when like we get like a pizza and a small one maybe, that she gets the small one, I get the large one, but it's not a normal occurrence. I'm not eating a personal pie every time I go out.
I like it. It's a special day today. I'm going to eat a whole pizza.
You know something, Mom? I've been a good boy. What do you say? We get me everything pizza for myself.
You're basically carbo loading in between your 2 pizzas.
You think?
Yeah, you're eating all fucking crust, like you're eating just dough.
I think the crust thing is, I think it should wait.
Okay, wait till the end.
Yeah,
okay.
I think it's a smart move.
Just now when you said everything pizza, what if pizza crust, you had like bagel toppings as the crust, and you had an everything bagel topping on your crust?
It would be easy enough to pitch this to Pizza Hut because they'll do it in the fucking.
I know.
I mean, they wouldn't care if you want to say, what if the crust was made out of fish?
Okay, go on.
Cheesy fish. I think one of their things is the crust is just filled with hot dogs.
It is.
They're just fucking. They're crazy over there.
I think they got sliders as one too, like tiny little cheeseburgers that they have every fucking. I think they saw that like in Saudi Arabia or something.
Saudi Arabia.
I think so.
All right, then I'm going to believe you.
I believe him.
I believe you, Wozniak. I believe you.
That place, Pizza Uno, has a thing called stuffed to skins, where they put mashed potatoes in deep dish pizza
Ew.
and treat it like a potato, like a stuffed
That's
potato
disgusting.
Let's get a picture of that one.
This is the cheeseburger one.
Oh my God, that's horrific.
Ew, so like all the ends are just little cheeseburgers.
Tiny little cheeseburgers, yeah.
And they just got around to letting women drive. Look how bad the fucking biscuit crust looks.
That's
awful.
disgusting. That's really, really ill.
All right, let's find this other one. What is it?
Pizza Uno, like stuffed pizza. Or pizza skins.
That's not.
Pizza skins.
Stop yelling pizza skins.
Don't yell that at me.
This is it?
Yeah. So there's mashed potatoes.
Oh, what the
The
fuck?
bottom layer is mashed potato?
Yeah.
That's really
So it's like
gross.
it's a potato skin except with pizza.
There's actually a fucking Pizza Uno. There's actually cots in there because most people can't leave until they sleep it off.
Oh my God.
I mean, they could have just called it a pizza skin and not put potato in there. They didn't have to go all the way.
I think that someone should have stopped them from calling it pizza skin. It's just disgusting. That's what we're going to be calling Chris after today.
I'm already bored with his pizza eating.
Well, not really. We're in the thick of it now.
You're
He's starting to sweat.
I know.
He's really
And
starting
you're
to
only
sweat.
20 minutes in.
I know.
That's not even
It's so
pie.
funny because when he was on his
That's
second
not
piece,
one
I
pie
went,
yet. The fuck?
when
You're
he
looking at it.
when he was on this second piece, I actually thought, well, maybe this is going to be really easy. And now it is. He's just about to go to his last piece of the first bite and covered in sweat already.
That's fine.
Oh,
you know?
yeah, you're going to be covered in sweat from eating like that because your body's working so hard. It's like he's running a marathon of pizza.
Put these calories somewhere.
He's running an inside marathon.
This is also a pretty greasy one, too. Like, there's definitely more calories in this than 2,500.
Oh my God, the calorie obsession. These guys don't talk about calories any other time.
No, I'm just trying to
What do you think the calories are on this bad boy?
Freestyle pizza.
What's the calorie spread?
We should make him eat sugar packs in between each
No,
day.
please.
It should be a sugar
Please,
tea.
I don't have any sugar packs, Chris. I wouldn't even know where to get them.
You know,
my
look
God.
at this pizza skin pizza. Well, it kind of looks disgusting. I like the sour cream in the middle. That's kind of an appetite.
Did you
Not
put
really.
the pictures up on Instagram?
Yeah, they're on the Instagram story.
Oh my God.
Bennington SXM Instagram story to go see all of Chris's pizza adventures.
Really exciting.
There's some exciting pictures on there. You got the boneyard of crust.
It's a crust yard.
I think that's a fucking channel we have here.
It's mostly crust punk.
You're listening to the Boneyard. Boneyard of Metal. Does Eddie still do a show on there
Yes.
where he plays music?
Yeah, he does. Yes, on Mondays at 6. Drunk Nation.
He just yelled Trunk Nation.
You can see the curls forming on his head where his sweaty hair is right along his hair.
This is a hot pizza, Gail.
This is kind of cool because it's like if a little kid lost a bet. You know how little kids won't eat the crust? Chuck in Boston has some advice for you.
Oh, good.
Chuck, what do you got?
Hey, Chris, you should have had them cut pizzas into 4 slices instead of 8. It would have been easy.
Oh, yeah, you should have been 4 slice.
How's that fucking easier? Eating a bunch of half slices.
No, it's double slices.
Yeah, that would be double.
Okay.
That's like that place that Vito goes in East Harlem.
Cornets.
Yeah. Where they just, like, one fucking pizza is like 4 slices. And he's like, it's so good. And just regular pizza, but it's just so much of it.
Quantity.
Yeah.
It's good pizza, though, and they just started accepting credit, so there's big moves going on in Cornets right now.
What are they dealing with, China? Is that it? The details that you worry about, Vito, are unbelievable.
Do they have a punch card as well?
No wonder
no point
Jen
system
hates
there.
you.
Oh, she does.
God,
She's
the way he
purposely
yelled
not-
at her.
She's purposely not eating the pizza now.
Because you got pepperoni stank all over her vegetarian.
No, but there's some that are fine without it. You know.
No, but the smell wafts over.
Mm-hmm.
That one over there is probably doing fine.
And that
Oh,
pep
my
oil.
God. Pep oil. Can I get extra pep oil, please?
That's like you just keep on coming up with your own nicknames, Chris.
Chris Stanley eating 2 pizzas today because, and he doesn't really pay attention to college football and just heard the word Atlanta and 4.5 points and fucking Alabama, and he got excited.
Yeah, I mean, Nick Saban, I figured, he'd be able to fucking cover a spread. Guess he couldn't, piece of shit.
How many championships has he won now? 6?
Yeah.
5 and 9 years.
But here's the thing. He looks joyless. It doesn't look like it's a wonderful life. He makes $11 million a year. The players make nothing. I think they give them a little extra money for erasers.
Trapper keeper.
We have some credit at the school store. That's it.
I think they bought him a $3 million mansion down there, too. Like the college. Like, here, have this mansion, too, Nick.
I saw Tommy Johnigan on Twitter saying, I hope this game doesn't go too late. These student athletes got to get up early and go to school tomorrow. Most of them probably could not find the fucking school if you gave them an hour.
Man, I was watching last night and I realized I haven't watched very much college football in my life. I didn't realize how, like, scrappy and sloppy it is. It's like
It's closer in high school football than it is pro.
yeah, that's what I was really surprised at. Like, they looked like high school kids. I thought,
They are
this is-
children.
and then I was thinking, why? I just thought, oh, it's just like a step down from the pros. So like, it's just,
No, very few of those guys go to the pros.
yeah, I couldn't believe how many like just skinny whites were on the team.
Yeah, well, you should watch college baseball. That's the whitest fucking sport. Whiter than the swim team. Because Hispanic kids are fucking in the islands, playing.
Right.
That Bama kicker last night was the least confident athlete I've ever. Before that kick, they showed him on the sideline just like sweating and pacing back and forth. And like you don't see that in an NFL game. Like the kicker just goes out.
Apparently, you didn't watch Blake Bortles last week, who looked like someone forced him into the game. Couldn't even hit a fucking swing pass 2 yards. He looked so nervous. He was like, he's throwing a football like it's a dart. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's just like, I don't know what I'm doing. I watched PTI, and they backed me up where that was the playoff game with the two worst fucking quarterbacks of all time.
It was like Blake Bortles is fucking terrible. It's disgusting.
But so was the kid from Buffalo, was probably worse because he couldn't run. Chris, you're starting to make me nervous.
Please,
No,
Chris.
I'm fine.
You need a,
Yeah,
but
but
the way you're choking down it now, it's really getting bad.
How's it getting bad?
Oh my
It
God,
feels
he
great.
can't even
This is
speak. His
the
tongue
truth of it is
thick.
he doesn't understand because this is how he normally eats.
It is true.
And we're just gonna watch it for 3 hours.
Does your girlfriend know that you're doing this?
Yeah, she does.
How does she feel about it?
Not good.
Does she blame us?
No, she blames my bad betting abilities.
You just said betting abilities.
I mean,
Betting.
Why does she love you?
I don't know, but she does, and I love her.
oh God. It's pizza drunk.
I know. And now you want to hang out with the Zito crew.
You know what? He's actually drinking more tea than I thought he was going to.
Yeah,
he's kind of pounding that tea.
Yeah.
I need to get some fucking liquid in here, man.
Yeah, that ain't the way to do it. That's why that was a funny joke to begin with. No one said that you couldn't have tea and water.
Well, let me get a water in here then.
Let me get a water in here.
Because, I need a cold beverage, to break this up a little bit. I'm about to kill this first pizza in fucking 40 minutes.
Really? Because the crust is most of it.
I mean, there's so much crust.
Let's
there.
at least admit that Emma Willmann is going to know that you're in a pizza eating contest.
Look, at the beginning of this, I had a goal. I might not reach it. She might just see a man eating some bread. Let's not say it's pizza fucking crust. Let's just see if she thinks I just like bread.
He's already pizza drunk.
Oh, yeah, I feel a
He's
little fucking
making
loopy.
no sense.
Off this fucking,
He's making no sense.
I'm feeling a little loopy off this bread high.
Oh my God.
Jen, you can't even look at him.
I know, she's really disgusted. She's just turning and like.
Is that why you wouldn't eat a slice of pizza? Because the
It
thought?
makes me, it kind of grosses me out.
Oh, what's
Makes
so
me not
nasty?
hungry anymore.
We've all eaten too.
What's so nasty, he says. Again with the nasty. That's
You know-
nasty.
Nasty,
I
girl.
actually couldn't remember what he said that was so weird. And last night I was thinking about it and I was like, was he saying grody? I couldn't remember. I just
I
remember it
wish
was
he
like,
would say grody.
All right. I'll pepper that in.
that's grody,
Look at
dude.
Trump trying to sing. He's so fucking funny.
God, but you are right. I mean, that anthem is tricky. I remember when I was a kid, I thought they brought stripes and bright stars. Like I thought they brought that to the perilous fight, not through it. So I was like, I just thought like we brought the flag is what the point was.
There is no point to that story. Something happened in Baltimore a long time ago that was stupid. And they won't drop it. Gail King today is acting like Oprah's going to run.
Was she saying that?
Hold on. He just chunked out a big sloppy piece of pizza that landed like 4 inches from me.
You still have to eat that, Chris.
I watched it fly.
Send that over, Ron.
Not
on,
even if I had tongues.
That is so disgusting.
Look at Jen. She looks like you're going to puke. You can't be around a food eating thing like this?
No, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Yeah, I'm starting to worry that you're bulimic.
Is that it?
Would you like to eat his crust?
Absolutely. I don't like crust. I don't eat.
Oh, they're-
No children do. It's a stupid contest. Stupid shock jock contest.
Well, I'm down the last fucking slice of the first pie.
Plus a whole lot of
Plus
crust.
one or two crusts.
Boneyard crust.
The sound of all the crust falling.
That crust looks like pieces of the moon that have been left behind.
Let's deal with this cold beverage.
You ever notice that Vito's the exact opposite of pigeon-toed? Your feet go out like a duck?
Yeah, you're duck-footed? Is that what they call it?
And I can go pretty far, like.
Oh, like a ballerina.
Yeah, you could have been. You could
Put
have
your
been in
other
ballet.
feet. Do it with like both feet at the same time. Yeah. What is that? Plie or something?
Yeah, you. If you have like a natural, if your body naturally does that, if you would have been trained as a child.
Why do you go in slow motion when you're getting your picture taken,
You
Chris?
just. This is an action shot.
He does it every time.
I wish I could understand why.
Oh, you want a boomerang? Okay.
What's the boomerang?
Well, it goes back and forth.
Oh.
They're fun.
Looks like he's jerking off in his own mouth.
Hot.
To who? No one likes that. There's not a single person who thinks it's hot to see someone jerk off in their own mouth.
You guys like another slice of pizza?
Oh, God.
Yes.
Vito. Give him a slice. Give him a slice.
No, I already have enough.
Have a slice of cheese, though, because you haven't had that.
Well, then I'm fucking subtracting the fucking pepperoni.
No, he doesn't want it. That's the pizza that Jen refuses to eat.
Yeah, just have a little pizza with me.
So fucking gross. When the moon hits your eye. I'm looking at Vito's stupid social media. You're fucking antisocial.
I'm just trying to serve.
What, are you having a cheese for yourself?
No, I'm
Can't-
giving that to Jen. Jen said she'd like a little cheese slice.
You do? You would like a cheese slice, Jen?
Yeah, I'm fine.
No.
I can eat.
I'm fine. Which way does that go?
I think
that
he's
mean,
forcing
Jen?
her to eat this.
Vito's mean.
I'm not forcing anybody. Just this morning, Jen said I decided to go with the
He's
pizza instead of the
nuts.
croissant. That happened.
You're lying again. She pointed out that you're a liar.
Mm-hmm.
He's
true.
gaslighting Jen. That's what's happening.
Why don't you stick to your pizza?
Oh, I am stuck to my
You're
pizza.
still
dude.
no. You're not even at the pot.
What is that comment? Oh, I'm stuck to my
Half
pizza
hour,
too.
all right? I'm through a fucking pie.
It's been
I can get to
45
fucking
minutes.
talk some
It's been
shit.
45 minutes, buddy.
We didn't fucking. You
No,
bring
he's
the
right.
pizza.
He started 10 minutes in.
Thanks, Rod.
You should have told me to bring the pizza in sooner. That's on you.
No, it's not. You won the fucking bet, jerk off.
So I could have just stayed in there till 1:30, 2 o'clock with the pizza. That is what you're saying.
Why is this become the conversation?
I don't know. It's because
You're a fucking derailment, Vito.
it's him, Ron. It's him. It's
Oh,
Vito.
yeah, I know. I've been talking to him, not to you at all, man.
Good.
You're doing great.
Good, thank
Except
you.
for with the crust.
And the crusts are going to come
A
later,
little
man. Don't
concerned
worry.
about the crust.
Look, no one's got to worry about shit about those crusts, okay?
You can't point that on to the next generation. You know what I mean? You have to take care of yourself. Like a big pizza pie. That's amore. When you leave all your crust, 'cause your belly might bust. You're in love. What did she say? What did your girlfriend say to you? Like, Chris, what are you doing, man? ¿Qué pasó? What's the caption? You know?
Captain says, Pizza Boy Chris feels all high and mighty.
Seriously, you look like a Filipino who's writing the fucking captions for stuff. You're confused.
Pizza boy Chris.
Oh,
No,
my
that
God.
isn't the part. Feels all high and mighty. Why are you taking
Look
this
at
as a
his face. He
negative?
looks like a douchebag while he's eating the pizza.
How am I going to do? I'm just enjoying a pizza pie. I can't believe
That's a
that.
fucking good-looking guy, though.
Can't believe it turned me into a meme. You know, it's unbelievable. Who saw
I'm
this?
not going to catch on
The
this
pizza
meme.
boy Chris.
Who saw this coming? Right? Who saw this? Not me. That's for sure.
Look at, see that curl of hair that's just straightened down to a sweaty.
Cry baby.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the last slice, huh?
Here's the last slice of pie number 1.
That's great. Uh-oh, hiccups hitting you?
Yeah, I'm seeing it.
I'm gonna
Bread will
go.
do that to you. Too much bread?
Really?
Uh-huh.
It might be the bread, the cheese, the pep grease. What? Wow, you're not eating anything. You're fucking
Why are you
toweling off
sweating?
like you're Rocky.
I sweat a lot. It's something I've dealt with my whole life. And I don't like it. I breathe
Seems like
heavy.
you haven't
I
dealt
sweat
with it.
hard. I should probably go to the doctor, but doctors are expensive, Ron. It's $50 copay out here.
This has nothing to do with today's
I'm just
fucking
sweating a lot.
show.
I don't know what to talk about.
I'll give you fucking 50 right now. You want to go to the doctor?
No, I don't want to go. I don't want to find out what's worse.
I got the fucking truth, Vito.
I'd rather just avoid the doctor as long as I
I was
can.
at the stand the other day. Two incredibly attractive people. Maybe the most attractive couple I've ever seen. Both of them doctors.
Really?
Met at med school.
What kind of doctors?
Good ones. I didn't sit down and fucking go through their wallets. You're almost done that first pizza.
Mm-hmm.
He does feel high and mighty.
Pizza boy feels high and mighty.
I don't know. I can't take that off my screen. I just keep looking at it.
Chris, don't come home all high and mighty, man. Just because you ate some pizza. My people come from Costa Rica. I'm a dreamer, man. What? I'm a fucking dreamer from El Salvador. Trump just said the immigration bill should be a bill of love.
What? That's a really weird sentence.
Yeah, plenty of his shit.
It doesn't even sound like his regular kind of weird.
No, he's out of his mind these days. And God bless him for it. Hey, is Monday MLK Day?
Yes.
Wow.
It is, yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Doing the pizza crust,
I don't think he's going to... I think you're going to feel really terrible after you get that crust
I think
done.
you should take a fucking take the hour break that Vito brought up.
I don't want to do this in front of Emma Willmann. Plus, I talked
Why do
all
you
that
think-
shit like 20 minutes ago.
I hate to break it to you, but you know you don't have a chance with her, right?
Chris, what the fuck am I hearing about you and Emma Willmann, man? I thought you were my muchacho.
You a gangbanger?
Chris, come home tonight. I want you to draw a teardrop under my eye. Do it with a fucking hairpin.
He's still going back to the tea, even though he got...
It soothes the throat.
Soothes the throat?
Soothes the throat.
You should dip the pizza in the tea like you're a professional food eater.
No, man, it's nasty.
I'm telling you, that's what you should be doing.
That's grody.
Why are you so fucking unpleasant today, Vito?
Yeah.
Because I thought he'd be more miserable eating the pizza, and I'm annoyed how happy he is.
You know what? Never have expectation in this business, all right? Just fucking take each moment for what it is. Well, you try to, but instead of sweating down in your own fucking eyeballs, and he's blaming the fact that he was in a small room with some hot pizza 3 hours ago.
He's sitting next to
Why didn't you just bring it in here right away?
Yeah.
Where there's a little more fucking space.
I'd be done with this first pie by now. I mean, you fucking handicapped me 10 minutes, Ron. This is bullshit.
Oh, that's it. Stop it, big fucking squeegee head.
Just move the headband down a little, catch the sweat a little more.
I hate that headband so much.
Do you really?
Oh, yeah, I know it's right.
He does really hate it. He up all the time.
Yeah.
Gail's got a new lime green fucking ski cap she's
You like
rocking.
it?
Yeah, what's that all about? I've never even seen you wear that color before.
Yeah, it's actually like a ski mask.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And I just turned it backwards.
You know, it's against the law to wear a ski mask in
I
New York
know.
City. I wore one into the bank the other day. Everybody was screaming, diving on the ground.
You're like, it's 5 below with the wind chill.
And then this woman was like, hey, what's everyone so upset about, man? Just a dude with a ski mask.
She was banking that day?
In Costa Rica, we have this all the time.
We have this all the time.
Chris, are we getting a better one or not? Sowing the seeds. Chris has almost done his first pizza, which is really impressive until you figure out there's none of the crust.
Right.
It's still impressive. It's just strategy, Ron.
What if we do this? You don't have to eat the crust, but you do have to fit it in all your pockets. Instead of that belly pocket.
Pocket, eh?
Oh, God.
He doesn't make sense.
No.
Big bite isn't helping
He
you.
goes pocket, and then he takes a big, enormous bite.
Like, that wasn't the point of what you were saying at all. Pocket, eh?
More pizza.
He's high.
Do I think it's doing something to
Yeah,
his
to
brain?
his
I'm
brain.
not kidding.
sending pepperoni into his brain. Don't laugh with a fucking throat
It's
full of
funny
pizza.
as fucking shit, man.
Dude, this is like as weird as he gets when he has a drinking show.
I know. This is why I hate shock jock shows. You know what I mean? There's always something annoying about them. I thought Vito would be enjoying himself
He's
today.
a miserable bitch. Get some enjoyment out of life. Look at me. I'm fucking 25, they'll say 2,200 calories in.
Oh my god, back to this.
You're not, because that's at least 3 slices of crust.
Whatever, dude.
God, and
Yeah,
it's
but
Why don't you
he
get this
took
shit
it
on
back.
fucking social media, huh? Or to finish this fucking pie. Motherfucker.
Oh, God.
You feel
Oh, God, this is bad.
high and mighty.
that's why I put that caption up. Look at how much, like, you're just you're eating yourself to death, and you're proud of yourself.
Oh, my. Why would you even bring up death right now?
What? Come on.
This is what you eat every day, and you're going to judge another?
Yeah. Daddy's judging Daddy.
You're
And
fat
he feels
as fuck, dude.
and he feels fucking great about himself, huh? And he's trying to put me down.
Vito, what do you think you could eat the most of?
Probably cheeseburgers.
How many cheeseburgers do you think you can eat?
I mean, I can eat a few doubles, so I'm going to say regular single cheeseburgers. I could go.
Oh, my God, he's so annoying.
I could go
with this.
5.
5 is nothing.
Fine, 10.
Double
He just asked you a gentleman's question.
I'd like to negotiate with this prick. But there's always these things, but no one ever does, like, who can eat the most popcorn.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it would be really funny to know, like, what fucking bizarre thing could somebody eat the most of?
Yeah, so like if you have to think of it like there's a food contest,
Yeah.
and it's every possible food, and we've got to put everyone in a category on this show. You're like, I know that I'm confident. I have the best chance in both.
Look, I'll just say mine right now, and I consider it the ankles. I could eat more pixie sticks than anybody on the planet. I think I could eat 700 fucking pixie sticks.
Wow, pixie sticks.
Yeah, just boring them down one after another. What I would do is just have scissors and clip the top of them, so I'm not spending a lot of time tearing. 844 Rock God, 844 Rock God. What odd food do you feel like you could eat more than anyone else?
All right, I think for me, I could easily crush like 2 jars of olives, like just recreationally.
I've never eaten an olive.
No.
Never eaten one.
No.
Like I could probably just do that before I even realized I was part of the contest.
You're an olive eater.
I could eat olives. I actually once ate so many olives I made myself sick. Like I actually threw up. And I wasn't even a part of a contest. I was just sitting there eating olives.
Just eating olives like there was nothing.
I was eating olives like the way you would eat potato chips. I was just like eating a couple olives at a time.
I also think I could probably eat a bucket of trail mix. Just a giant bucket.
like you just bring like a horse's trough over.
Yeah. If I'm like watching a movie or a fucking game or something, and someone puts out some trail mix, I'm going to keep going until the trail mix is gone, the way a dog will do with leftovers.
I over the break I bought a 4-pound bag of cherry Jolly Ranchers.
So specific.
Cherry?
Cherry, like specific.
Not so hard candy, right? A
Hard
Jolly
ca-
Rancher?
Yeah, so like I love Jolly Ranchers, but only cherry.
Put up a picture of me, a cherry Jolly Ranchers. I'm not even sure if I remember.
Now they only come in like little bars like that.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
But they
yeah.
used to be like sticks, like back like in the 90s and 80s.
Oh, you're a 90s kid.
I'm a 90s kid.
You're such
you
a
know?
90s bitch.
Cameron in Oklahoma.
Hey, Ron.
Yeah.
I bet I could eat 20 pounds of chicken gizzards in one sitting.
Now, I'm a big chicken liver fan, particularly fried chicken livers.
I can't do the livers, man. There's a
Really?
I don't know. It's
Now what?
it's that wangy taste.
Yeah, I like the wanginess of it.
It's quite wangy.
Now,
But I could only do the gizzards if I had Tabasco on them.
yeah, I think Tabasco sets up a lot of those kind of plainer foods, where people could eat more of them. But now, Chris, the crust that you're going to eat later, you just left on the floor.
Well, it's in the box, but yes, it's on the floor. Yeah.
Now that could go into your pockets, which But
for a whole week.
Yeah.
What? No, that fucking.
He doesn't wash his pants anyway, so it will be there. Tom in Kentucky. What's up?
How's it going, boys?
Hey.
Hey, I worked with a guy on a bet that ate a 2-quart jar of mayonnaise.
Jesus.
And it was the most disgusting thing you've ever seen.
I've never even heard of somebody going that deep into the condiment field. I'm pretty impressed.
Oh, it was horrible.
What was he eating with
He
a
seemed to
spoon?
love it, though.
Did he have a spoon that he was just shoveling it in?
A rubber spatula.
Oh, I don't know why that made it worse. That really made it worse for me.
Yes.
Just like
you can't even imagine how bad it was.
No, I can. I think I can.
And it was a bet for nothing. Just, I bet you can't do that.
Yeah, I admire that.
The other thing is, like, I feel like you would really start to take on an odor. Like, I would imagine you would start to sweat the smell of mayonnaise.
And just the sound it makes every. Like,
you don't like the sound of somebody sucking mayonnaise off a spatula? You have like a little weird thing about that?
No, just the sound of
That's just my
the
own
mayonnaise going in, just going.
And as an aside, I'm a big fat guy, and one time I was actually asked to leave an all-you-can-eat steak place in Denver, Colorado.
They shouldn't be allowed to do that.
I didn't have.
All right, Tom.
Thanks.
You came at us from a fucking strange place. I admire that. I admire what you're doing. You're taking a little break for yourself, huh, Chris?
I am taking a little break.
It's smart.
Yeah, I think you need a breather.
I mean, I housed the fucking entire pizza minus a couple crusts.
All the crust. All 100% of the crust.
Well, you've already got 3 pockets of crust right now with only 1 pocket remaining.
I can eat pounds of cheese. Like, I can eat pounds and pounds of cheese.
That's what I'm doing right now.
What kind of cheese? Is there a particular cheese?
It could be provolone, American, mozzarella, white American specifically, not yellow American.
Why?
I like white American. Yellow American tastes weird.
I agree. I don't know what the difference is, but I never buy yellow American cheese. I always buy white American.
If you give me that shit just by the pound from the deli, I can eat a pound of each once. I can eat more than that probably.
I don't believe you.
So you're saying like sliced?
Yeah, like sliced from the deli.
A pound is a lot.
I usually get a pound and I'm through it in a day.
Through it in a day?
Yeah, because sometimes I just like a snack on cheese.
It's hot.
Just slices of cheese.
How do you stay so small?
It's a fit workout regimen.
Jeff in Maine. Jeff, what could you eat more of than other people?
Good day, guys. So I don't listen to you often, but you guys are hilarious.
Yeah, we are. We're the funniest.
Yeah. I drove cross country with some friends, and I had the night shift, and I found myself eating from start to finish an entire jar of banana peppers.
Let's take a look at banana peppers.
I opened up the second jar, and I drank the juice of both jars, and all said and
Holy
done.
shit. That's really intense. I mean, banana peppers, I enjoy them.
Yeah.
But I enjoy them in small quantity. I cannot imagine eating an entire jar of them and then drinking that pickly pepper
What if you had
juice.
yellow American cheese with it?
Ugh.
White American, we have
Well, and to be fair, I was just spacing out, got carried away, and it was just a thing to do. I don't even think I enjoyed it. I was just doing it.
Yeah, you just got obsessively into it, and there was nothing to stop you. And that is the problem with the grazing personality.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You just feel like, I had a taste. Oh, it's fading. Give me a little more of that taste.
Yeah, that's why if you're not thinking of it, like you could eat like a sleeve of cookies,
Right.
like over the course of like watching a movie or something, and then you're like, holy shit. Like if somebody told me, would you eat a sleeve of cookies? You'd be like, that's disgusting. But then you can do it if you're just like not thinking and doing it one at a time.
I have never been to one meeting that somebody didn't bring up Oreos. That at a certain place that they, almost all addicts have to stay away from that kind of eating.
Really?
Yeah.
Because it's obsessive.
Yeah, and everybody in the place starts to laugh, and it just happens every meeting. It starts to annoy me now because I know they've stolen. You know what I mean? They steal from each other.
You think
the
they
stories.
do?
I know they do.
Wow.
Because they'll go, and I'm talking about the, and then they'll specifically explain the big fucking pack, and everybody else will laugh. I'm like, you're fucking laughing at a story we heard yesterday told by the other dude. I got a little fucking annoyed in those things.
That's weird.
I got a little fucking annoyed. I'm not going to lie to you. Daniel in New Jersey. Daniel, what could you eat more than anybody else?
Hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy.
I can't finish 3 pieces of pizza. I can barely finish a big salad, but I can eat 2 entire chocolate cakes.
2 entire chocolate cakes.
And I'm smaller than Vito and Pepper.
No, here's the thing that I will agree with them on. If a food that does get me disgusted is the Jurassic Park salads. You know what I mean? Where you just see this salad that's gigantic, like people eat. I'm like, oh, that's fucking horrifying.
Just like with too many toppings.
Yeah, whatever it is, just a big giant salad. The texture alone.
Sometimes I specifically crave what I would call a fat girl salad, which is like I know that I'm still eating something that's really bad for me, but with the amount of like the amount of toppings that you've put on these greens and the dressing, as opposed to just using like vinegar or lemon or something, you're just like, cover it in ranch. Just give me the ranch.
I used to lie to myself about the California Pizza Kitchen, about how good I was doing for myself. And they said that you would have been better off eating the pizza.
Oh, no,
than the salads. And those salads are fucking delicious because it's like eating a bowl of candy.
I remember when I was a kid, we used to go to that place. I don't even know if they still exist. Sweet Tomatoes, which was like a salad restaurant. I don't know if they still have them, but
they're only in the South.
But I like my mom used to be like, you can't have all toppings. Like there has to be vegetables.
Yeah.
You can't just put like chickpeas and bacon bits and dressing together.
Tasty. I'm doing so good.
I'm really
with
healthy.
salad.
I think this is only about 100 calories.
And I'm feeling better, you know, with all these bacon
Oh my
bits.
God, my energy is through the roof.
People get crazy, though. At Opie's wedding, they had a candy set up, and basically they were saying, here's some bags, take some candy for you. People went fucking crazy for it.
Really?
Yeah, it was like being at Dillon's, right? Like you could just go and get the candy. And I was looking at adults acting like they were 7.
Like
they were so
filling
excited.
up the
filling up
bags
real big bags of candy. I'm like, you could do that any day you want it.
Right. Candy is pretty reasonably priced.
John, what's up?
Good afternoon, Benningtons.
Hey.
My favorite is peanut covered M&Ms. I could sit there. If there's a bag there, I will go through the bag. If there's 2 bags there, I'll open that one too, and I just don't stop. My wife has to come in, grab them, take them away, and hide them from me like I'm a child.
Now, here's the thing that I never understood. Once we got the peanut M&M, how did M&Ms keep existing? You would think that no one. Because a chocolate is better with a peanut in it. There's no doubt about it. Hey, have you guys tried the new candy bar that the first candy bar that Hershey has put out?
No, I haven't.
40 years,
Not yet. Caramel one, right?
Yeah, but it's not a gooey caramel. It's a hard caramel, and I think there's pretzel and peanut in it. And don't even look it up, Chris, because we're going to experience it this week.
I love it. They moved the Hershey store.
What?
It's on this block now.
What? Why would they just move it?
It's now, if you go there, it was a Charmin public toilet, and now the Hershey store is on this block, and there's no giant cool spectacle outside. It's just a giant TV screen.
What do you mean this block?
It's around the corner from us, so it's on 40. It's on
48th and Broadway.
It's on Broadway, I think 47th.
And it was right next to the M&M, right?
Yeah, it was right across from each other.
Everyone talks about the M&M store. No one has ever talked about the Hershey store.
I know, they love the
I don't know what their bag looks like. I see the little yellow M&M bags everywhere.
I know. The kids go crazy for it.
There's not a lot
and
going on.
adults.
Yeah.
The Hershey store is pretty lame. I went in there one time. There's a wheel you can candy can shoot out of it, and you can personalize a Hershey bar. M&M store is an experience.
What? But what are they doing in there?
There's just it's 3 floors of T-shirts and just every single kind of M&M. You could get a picture of yourself taken and put it.
I can
on
get any M&M I want in any market.
But
there's not exotic M&Ms.
You can't get your picture put on the M&Ms.
I don't want it.
M&M store. Ed, you want an M&M T-shirt?
David in Virginia. David, what's up?
What's going on, guys?
Yeah.
When I was in 6th grade, we took our big 6th grade trip And my best friend, on our way back, we stopped off at McDonald's, and my best friend ate 5 Big Macs.
Wow.
Imagine that in the 6th grade.
I can't imagine getting to the cold Big Macs. You know what I mean? Like the first Big Mac, it always seemed to me like the last couple bites got disgusting.
I would almost put any food at McDonald's in that category. Like there's a shelf life and it's minutes long.
Yeah.
So I've never understood the like getting McDonald's and then like, oh, we won't eat it in the car. We'll eat it or go inside. We'll drive it home and eat McDonald's at home. No, because you have about 5 minutes until that food starts to become really weird.
Yeah,
like it has to immediately be eaten. And a Big Mac would be really strange.
Eating a human is the same way. You can't.
6th grade, it was like you're like puberty. And I bet
You were 12.
like, yeah.
Yeah, early puberty.
So you're like, that's something that happens where you just become ravenous. You don't really understand why.
I had like a 6-piece nugget. I'm staring at him like, what the hell are you doing with all your mom's money?
It all came down to money for you, huh? It's weird. Matt in Texas. Matt.
I think I could eat more Triscuits than you're supposed to.
You're supposed
Maybe like 3 boxes. My mother-in-law puts them out with cheese and beer, and then I guess the alcohol might help too. But
Now you're not even putting you're putting a topping on the Triscuit or just a plain Triscuit?
well, I'll start with the toppings, and then I'll just eat the Triscuits. I mean, they're just so salty and
they're very salty and dry.
Now, to me, if you had to go and get a cracker for yourself, right? What cracker do you buy?
Ritz
cracker, the round ones.
I go with a club.
Oh,
I like a club cracker.
Club feels cheap to me.
The saltine?
No, club cracker. They're just called clubs. Look it up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, those are weird.
Now, to me, the saltines are classier than the rest. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'd still take a Ritz.
It's that buttery flavor.
Ritz and club both buttery in flavor, and they stand up better to a topping. A saltine breaks up with.
I know, but it's delicious and it's fresh and it's nice. But I just I can't even tell you the last time I had one. You know what I mean?
They're great though.
A saltine's good with peanut butter.
Oh, that's true. But so's a Ritz.
But you're gonna crack.
Yeah.
It's a much different experience, though, isn't it? A saltine and a Ritz.
Uh-huh.
I think the Queen will probably have a saltine for me. I don't know. I didn't watch The Crown. Is there any cracker-related stuff?
There are some biscuits.
Scones?
Triscuits. Triscuit to me is too thick. And
What's the thing? Is it a biscuit when they have tea and then they have they put like it almost looks like whipped cream or like some sort of cream and then a jam.
Yeah, they're so
but it looks
fucked up.
dry.
They don't know what they're doing.
I don't know what that is.
The English
but-
and they're eating is so odd. What are they called? Cookies, biscuits?
Are biscuits, yeah.
Fucking stupid. I don't know why we weren't on the side of the Germans during World War II. Vern, what could you eat more than anybody else?
It is easy. Cherry flavored Pez. Sincerely.
You should have went like this. Pez.
Cherry flavored Pez.
God bless that little kid.
I know, so cute.
He's adorable. The other kids were all fucking with him. Who are you tapping away to all this time?
I was just making sure Jen's grabbing something in there.
What's going on with you?
I need more water. I didn't want to interrupt everyone.
You just say it. Vito's the one that has to go.
Yeah, she can't go. She's running the park.
And here, Vits, update me too.
I'm fine with my
With this.
beverage.
Water or Coke?
Let's take a break here, all right? We got to do a live read right now? No, I do give Chris credit. He's already finished one pizza. He's taking a nice break. You really did fall into the Vito idea.
Mm-hmm. You're doing what he suggested.
I hate myself for it.
No, don't hate yourself because this is a good lesson for you. And it's a lesson about HelloFresh. By the time you order takeout, you're already ravenous. You find what you want, but after the tax, delivery fee, and the tip, the cost of your meal doubles. And you still have to wait another 45 minutes for your food to eat a home-cooked meal for less than $10 a plate, long before any overpriced takeout would arrive.
Just go to HelloFresh.com, pick out the recipes you want, and they're delivered directly to your doorstep every week in a special insulated box, along with easy-to-follow step-by-step instructions and full color pictures.
Each HelloFresh box includes fresh, seasonal ingredients that are perfectly proportioned. So there's no waste, just delicious meals that you can make in 30 minutes or less. And for limited time, you can get $30 off your first box when you go to HelloFresh.com/raw. Plus free shipping. That's HelloFresh.com/raw for $30 off. HelloFresh.com/raw. It's the Bennington Show. Chris Stanley taking a break between his two pizzas, and no way will Emma Willmann not know that a pizza party has been taking place today.
She's definitely going to know about the pizza.
I started this day thinking that was an achievable goal. Well, it still might be. It's not looking as good as I thought it was.
Do you think this is something that'll turn you off pizza for a while or have no effect whatsoever?
I feel like it'll have no effect whatsoever. Maybe take like a day or two off. But like, say tomorrow at like 7 o'clock, if someone's like, hey, you want a slice? I'd probably take it.
You were always a 99-cent pizza guy, right?
Yeah, dollar pizza boy.
Now, how do you eat now with your chick? Does she prepare food?
There's like much better pizzerias. She's not gonna go to a dollar pizza place.
So it's still pizza.
Yeah. But she doesn't, she's not a cook. You guys still kind of go out and eat.
We go out and eat, yeah, mostly.
What are you eating? Like a lot of Central American food?
What's your favorite Central American dish?
Tacos?
That isn't. It's Mexican.
Shit.
I can see you eating a lot of plantains, though.
Oh, I love a good platano, Ron.
What?
Platano.
I didn't know they called it that.
Do you like the sweet or the safe rape version?
Sweet. I like the sweet. Give me that sweet platano. Delicious.
All because Chris Stanley bet again. I don't know whether you ever win a bet.
Well, I went 2-2 over the weekend. That didn't seem to help anything, though.
You've got your bets on Friday. Are you going to be giving?
I'll be giving out my locks for next weekend.
And Vito as well?
Yeah, my master locks will be in on Friday.
Even though you don't understand point spread. Because you got to be a big boy and bet point spread this week.
Okay, this weekend will be all point spread all the time. Woof, woof.
He doesn't know what the fuck.
Wolf Wolf's not going to apply anymore.
No, there's no dogs.
All right, I'll find another animal to mimic for the end.
I guess if he takes another dog, he'd go woof woof.
Yeah, all right. Only if you take the dog.
If you take the underdog, then you're catching.
And there's actually a dog at home this week, which is always the better thing. You know who that is, right?
The Philadelphia Eagles.
Very good.
He did it.
Nothing like getting a correct answer, is there, good boy?
Woof woof.
Why don't your thing be sweat sweat?
Okay.
Gail and I were talking about this in the break. Vito is the sweetest person in the world until he gets on the air. And then he goes out of his way to be as unlikable as possible.
I don't know what happens. Because he has anger issues.
You happen. Yes.
You bring something out in him. That you have him snapping at Jen.
God, that was the worst today, Veets.
That wasn't really a snap. I just didn't like being
you
lied
snapped.
about.
What is the thing with you and lying?
I don't know. I've been falsely accused of things growing up. So
Rape what?
Not rape.
Oh, you're saying you did
statutory
do that.
rape?
No
not
rape,
forcibly rape, but
nothing
statutory
with sex at all. I've never been falsely accused of any sexual misconduct.
Didn't you once talk an underage special needs girl into doing something?
No, I didn't.
Oh my God!
Please don't
That's
spread
so
that.
much worse than I thought. What is it then, Vito? What is like your your issue?
Because I would get like a kid when I was a kid. Another kid would like call me fat or something, and then I'd hit
Okay,
them
so
back.
that's not falsely accused.
No, and then
bro.
But I always got called the problem starter, so I was kind of I don't like being accused of things.
So what's the problem? Being fat, you're saying?
No, I don't like being falsely accused. Like, I didn't start the fights, everybody else did, but I got in trouble because I got caught hitting a kid.
So you'd get called fat, then you'd hit someone,
Yeah.
and then you think that's you falsely accused of violence.
I didn't start the fucking issue, the other person did.
You have every right to beat up people who call you
I didn't
fat.
beat it up. I'll just take a fucking swing at a kid. And if he goes down on the first hit, that's on him. That's not on me.
You're fighting a much smaller child, okay?
That's
because you can't use words.
I'd rather use hands.
Yeah.
As a kid. Now as an adult, I don't do that. But as a kid, it was a lot easier to just... But those kids deserve to be put in their fucking place. You shouldn't be calling other kids fat for no reason. Just let me be fat.
He threatened to assault me 2 years ago. That was his dad's really grown up.
I'm going to be honest, Chris. You were being really annoying when he did it.
Well, he was being a dick to me earlier, and
I wasn't. It actually had nothing to do with you whatsoever.
This was the fight that happened when I was giving Vito a piece of my mind, and I was like, Vito, you can't pull shit like that again. This is how it's gonna be. And instead of just letting Vito have this moment, Chris immediately gets behind me like, yeah, Vito, you fucked up, and he just starts doing that. I go, Chris, I'm talking to him, like I'm explaining to him why what he did was wrong and why he can't do this again.
Stealing's wrong, Vito.
I did not steal anything. I'm the guy that doesn't like to take expense reports out of hand, so I don't steal anything from this company.
Out of hand?
He loves stealing. He's just
I don't steal anything. I play by the rules.
Well, let Don decide that today.
What? I have a meeting with Don today?
Everyone does.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
And it's company theft.
I didn't steal. I mean, maybe
some of the more heavy-set people have been stealing.
They said, we found some very fat fingerprints on this.
There's a lot of fat people here, so that list will take a while.
Is that your perfect crime, Vito?
Yeah, I'll just frame other fat people in this walrus tank.
Vito.
He's a fat shamer.
What we want you to do is stop screaming at people.
Okay.
Right? Look at Chris. Chris loses a bet and acts like a gentleman. You win a bet and act like a prick.
But he's acting like a gentleman because he just gets to eat 2 pies of pizza. I mean, that's...
But
Are
Vito,
you jealous of him?
I have explained to you before that you are too big to yell and you are too big to get angry. I said that might not be fair. It might be easier if you were a little person, you could scream your head off and let yourself vent. But anytime he gets really mad at Chris, I'm like, you're too big to be that mad. I'm sorry.
And it's always the N-bomb.
Always.
Why are we doing all these accusations against me? I don't steal.
I've heard
I don't say the N-bomb. I don't rape. I don't do any of these things.
He does them all at the same time sometimes.
That's terrible.
Yeah. That's the only way he can get off.
I think he F-bombed his rape victim. I don't know, Vito. I'm concerned
about the
anger
thing?
issues.
Oh.
The anger issues.
I can calm down. Maybe I'll take some anger management courses.
Maybe you'll take a couple weeks off.
No, I don't need to take any weeks off. I'll just get all angrier in my little
Stop. Easy. Don't scream at me.
You're freaking out, man.
I'm not screaming.
Yes, you are. I feel physically threatened.
I'm not physically threatening you at all. There's no threat against any member of this team. Trying to talk as calm as I possibly can.
Easy.
There's no anger in this voice at all. Happy boy.
Everyone think of what crime you would not be surprised if you heard Vito accused of. And I'm going to give mine. Elder abuse. I could see him hitting
Vito,
an older
that's
person
really sick.
and find out that person was a veteran.
I would never go around elderly veterans.
Targeted for being a veteran.
That's so much worse than mine.
Previous generation, huh?
What was yours going to be?
Mine was going to be manslaughter, like he didn't understand his own strength.
I can't argue against that one.
I could see him hugging a baby until they hurt.
Yeah,
really
something
bad.
like that.
I stay away from touching babies.
Oh, God.
No, I didn't mean in that way. I just mean in the sense that they're very weak and fragile. And
Paul, what's up?
Hey, buddies.
Yeah.
Vito, you made a tactical error because I was a big fat kid growing up, and the rule always was in my house, like, if they made fun of you, whatever, but as soon as they put their hands on you, then you could just kick their asses.
You know, this was what family taught me when I was younger, that if they're making fun of you or saying things to you, the hitting's coming sooner or later. Start it. Just get in.
Right.
Once they start to mock you, it's just leading to them hitting you, and you're going to catch them on a surprise.
Like a mock is like a hit with words.
He hit him with his wit. Some people are witty with their hands and fists. not just with words.
I mean, he is so witty.
Chris, what crime did you have for Vito?
Abusing animals.
I could definitely see that.
Abusing animals?
Yeah.
I love animals. I'm an animal lover.
I know, but you're too rough with them.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna. What kind of abuse? Like a choking an animal? I wouldn't choke an animal.
Like you'll put animals down before they need to be put down.
I could also see him groping in a train.
Yeah,
I would never.
Definitely.
Oh, like just like if it's really, like it's really tight in there, and then he just like gives a little squeeze of the butt.
First, he's leaning on them too closely.
Right.
Until finally, he leans so close, it's technically sodomy.
I avoid all physical contact on trains.
It's impossible. Or exposing himself on a train to a woman.
What are you talking? I don't
I
even
could
like.
definitely see that.
I don't even like taking my shirt off at the beach. Why would I show my penis to people on the subway?
That's what gets you off because you're ashamed of it. So that you shouldn't look at this, should you? But they are looking at it.
I'm not. I don't expose any skin to anybody.
I know you better than you know yourself. I think it's all this pizza I've been eating.
It's made you smarter.
It's the truth.
It's opened my eyes. Also, my stomach started to feel a little weird.
Chris is so good at reading people, man. He knows the gringos inside and out. What kind of music you two listen to together? Santana?
Santana. A lot of those Mexican guitar bands you see on the subway.
Mariachi?
Mexican guitar.
That's a mariachi.
My friend's in a Mexican guitar band. Why would you help him? Why not just let him fucking choke on it, Vito? This is the thing about you. You're so quick to hit.
Yeah.
And
You shouldn't even be here at summer camp with the other children.
It's like you just took. It's like you just took it out with words.
I'm not taking any dick out.
I see it, man. I
With
see
words.
that.
With words.
Dick stays in the pants at all times.
Just even yelling that is abusive.
I have a reason to go to HR.
Jay in Illinois.
Hey, what's up, Ronnie?
Yeah.
So, talking about the animal abuse with Vito. Vito is kind of like the modern day version of Lenny from Mice and Men.
Absolutely
Yeah.
correct.
I think about that a lot.
He loves that rabbit so much he just chokes the shit out of it.
Yeah.
I've gotten that before.
Have you?
Yeah, I've gotten that a lot.
My mama done told me to bring home a rabbit. Jesus Christ, Vito. That with your dick out the whole time. He goes like this. I think I see a rabbit. He's got his dick hanging out, and then he pulls out both pockets like through the ears.
Ever kiss a rabbit between the ears?
Yeah, that's fucking Vito.
That does sound pretty creative.
For you, it would be unbelievable.
Look, on the subway, I would never touch a woman. I would never expose myself. I don't even like taking the subway. I walk to work. Subways are bad.
Gail, I got a movie for you.
Okay.
It's a comedy on demand right now. Demand to see it.
Uh-huh.
It's called The Little Hours.
Who's in it? And it's already
A bunch of modern people, but they're playing like a medieval convent. And you would think, but they use modern language. And you would think what I'm explaining to you,
It sounds peculiar.
it is peculiar. But we were LOLing and even some ROFLs.
Raffles.
Yes, we raffled. My mama done told me to bring home a rabbit. They called me names, Mama, so I hit them till they stopped moving. And they couldn't breathe no more, so I put some rocks on them. He just leaves a dead body next to the fucking road, but with some rocks on its face. Like it's
Oh, no.
some rocks and sticks.
I hit him.
Hey, David, what's up, buddy?
Hey, what's going on? It seems like you would see Vito just peeking around corners and just being a peeping Tom, carrying a camera.
He likes to watch.
I'm a voyeur.
To watch her.
So you admit to it.
This is finally one that you think this could be a problem for you.
Voyeurism, I'd be okay. I would be okay with taking that label of voyeurism.
So you're a window peeper?
No, voyeur.
How's
Voyeur.
the peeping? How's the peeping, Vito? How's the peeping?
Voyeurism's an art.
Keep it to yourself. Mark in Iowa.
Hey, Bennington. Does Chris Stanley's girlfriend look like Danny Trejo from Dusk Till Dawn as well, or just sound like it?
No, but she does wear those knives all across, right?
Yeah.
For self-protection.
Yeah, what is that called?
Like a bandolier of knives.
Okay, and she's a surgeon with a knife.
Oh, God, yeah. She's real. She's nasty with it, Ron.
Grody.
He's going to say that so much that it loses any sense of fun. So you've had one pizza and you're slowing down.
I wouldn't say I'm slowing down. I'm pacing myself at this point.
I don't know.
It's quite cold.
Why don't you do this? I'm going to get a hold of the Beatles channel, right?
Okay.
I'm going to see if you can play an hour's worth of I'm a Loser over and over. It's such a wet laugh because it's all filled with pizza grease.
Yeah, it's really greasy. In general, I just feel like it seems to kind of just take on your whole face and you're all sweaty.
It's congealing, too, inside of me.
Oh, God. Yeah, now that it's cold, you've really slowed down on it.
Mike in Kansas.
Hey, Ben, how's it going?
Hey, what's up?
Hey, I'm calling in to stand up for Vito. Because I'm just like him, just a little bit older, but not quite a Stanley, but I'm more of a Vito. I'm 6'4", 315 pounds, always been big my whole life, been picked on my whole life. And I agree with
Why
him.
do people pick on big guys?
I don't know. It seems really dumb to me.
It seems dangerous.
Because it's the little guys that always have their problems, and they come up to us thinking if they take a swing at us, everybody else will leave them alone.
It is true. But Vito told Chris this the other day. And Chris came to me and said that he finally had to tell me that Vito told him that Vito jerks off thinking about Jen and Gail kissing each other.
What?
Yeah.
Voyeurism.
He said he did it a lot, too. He does it at work sometimes.
That's disgusting.
It's flattering.
It isn't.
Let's go to HR and tell them this is flattering. Because this right now is on tape. But internet tape, not real tape.
Mm-hmm.
What if
it's
I
on
dump out?
internet SoundCloud space.
Streaming tape.
Internet SoundCloud space tape. For your internet SoundCloud space tape needs, go to SiriusXM. SiriusXM. The name doesn't make sense. Why couldn't we just been Sirius or XM?
Yeah, I think.
What was the thing of XM going, all right, we'll sell ourselves, but we're still keeping the XM in the title. Who do you fucking win with that?
Nobody, Ron.
Thanks. Thanks, Big Vito.
I'm Chris.
For now, you're Big Vito and he's Little Chris.
The body switch comedy.
It wouldn't be much of a switch.
No.
Vito feels like there would be.
I'd gain some weight.
Oh,
fuck. Yeah, it's because I got this fucking pizza.
No, it's because you're just fat.
Inside me. Vito, this is where you become unlikable again.
He calls me fat all the time.
When have I
You
called him
said
fat?
that you didn't like when people called you fat
But
as
he
a
calls
kid.
me
and then you
Lead by
punched him.
example.
Okay, Chris, you're so skinny, man. You're such a skinny
Don't
boy.
lie to
That's
him.
being fucking sarcastic now, isn't it?
I'm
Yeah.
a medium. I wear a medium.
Yeah.
Okay. I might
big
be.
and tall.
I might be moving up to a large. I don't know after today. But I mean, look, I'm sensitive about
You're
my
not
weight.
eating much.
I'm really fucking full.
But you told us you could eat 2 pizzas. You know what? We could have easily had a 1 pizza contest and everybody would have been fine with it.
I know.
I always push it, Ron. You know, I
You
always
push it real good.
I want to go full throttle, and I'm fucking finding myself less than full.
Anybody ever know what happened to that fucking guy who started the...
I think they ended up together.
I think he killed that broad.
Look at this, I did all this work.
Moldings.
The 3
Moldings look
billboards Oscar backlash is starting. Now, did you do this, Gail?
I did, yeah.
Problems people have with it? Now, you understand drama, right?
Yeah.
Do you feel like the critics are correct? That the Joe List of the world are correct? That this is just an unbelievable story?
No, here's what I think. I think that this is a heightened, there's heightened language.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I hear heightened language, I assume that we're dealing with a heightened story. And it's pretty common in theater. I mean, it kind of reads like the dialogue of a play anyway.
The guy's a playwright.
Yes, exactly. And it feels like...
And a bad one.
It feels a movie written by a playwright. It does feel that way. However, I thought that the story was pretty unique. I thought that the characters were really great. I thought that the performances were the most strong thing.
I agree.
There was an element that I didn't even think I saw in any of the issues with it that I had issue with that takes me out of a movie, which is when the kind of extra casting is too attractive. And so I felt like Woody Harrelson's wife looked like a bikini model, and this is like a small town, and I was really confused why she was ridiculously hot. She looked like Kate Upton to me or something. I was like, why?
She was the playwright's dream girl.
I mean, it was pretty intense, and I was like wondering. And then there was remember there was a secretary who was very attractive for no reason. So that's something that happens in movies that take me out of it, where I'm like, this is, there's always going to be attractive girls within small towns, but that's ridiculous.
What about the fact that when you use the N-bomb, right?
Yeah.
You have to make good reason for it. It can't be.
And I understand that is the case. However, the way the character used it was baiting. I thought when she said it, she was baiting him. And then it was, okay, yes, it had for kind of a punchline of the joke, which is that somebody who has racist actions and has done racist things is like, hey, you can't say that word. And so that's the point of the joke of that, is that he says, hey, you can't say that kind of word. And the character who says the word is the heroine of the story, and so that could be difficult for people. But I felt like when she said it, I believed that that's not a word that she uses. She was doing it to bait him, personally.
Neither one of you guys saw this movie yet?
I haven't seen it yet.
I saw it.
What'd you think?
I loved it. The only issue I had was with the end of the movie.
And that issue without giving it away.
Yeah, I just don't like...
Too vague?
It was too vague, and it didn't feel like a movie that needed to have an open ending.
Why?
I liked the ending, and I even thought, and I liked that it was open, and it kind of made you go, God, I could watch that story too, of the two of them who've kind of turned buddies, and now they're off to a new situation that's very different.
Because I would have been okay with it if they ended it 2 minutes before, when she made when the call happened without saying anything. That's when I thought they were going to end it. And then when they got in the car, it was the same exact thing. It could have just
doesn't
ended.
bother me.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. This is one of those movies that time will either make you like more or less. You will not stay the same.
Yes.
And I have the feeling that you will like it less as time goes on.
That's very possible. And I've had that circumstance happen with movies, not only movies that I liked, but movies that were critically acclaimed. For example, I feel like the movie American Beauty, when it came out, I was like, this is a really good movie.
Yeah.
And I think if anyone watches that now, it comes off as a very bad movie. I think that the story is not very good. I think the characters aren't good. I think the dialogue isn't good. I think the twist is ridiculous. There's a lot of elements that it's kind of peculiar that everyone thought this is a great film.
Yeah, I would agree with you. And most of the acting stinks.
Yeah.
In that movie. I will say the same of a guy won, we'll say an accused rapist, won back-to-back screenwriting Oscars for Crash and $1 Million Baby. And both of them I was highly underwhelmed with. And as years go by, I would say those movies are even worse than I thought.
Yeah.
Crash is terrible.
Crash is a really bad movie.
$1 Million Baby was just something made. Like I saw it once with my mom because she wanted to watch it. I was like, "This is a bad idea."
Sweet.
And it's just like, what's the worst story I could tell? What's just one depressing thing after another?
I know.
Really over the top, like
really
fucking
mean,
cliched, mean fucking shit. It's
Yeah.
like, this is fucked up. Why even make this movie?
It's the kind of thing like film school kids do, where they try to take every sad or cliche, heartbreaking thing you could put in one movie and think they're being edgy by doing it.
The film school kids used to be mean to you, right?
You called you fat,
film
didn't
school
they?
kids, I did not get along with. No, I was actually skinny in film school, so I did not get called fat.
Skinny? Go back and look at the picture.
I was 204 pounds.
I know.
Compared to the other film school kids.
I know.
Okay,
They weighed like 115.
Compared to them, I was pretty fucking monstrous.
When you were as thin as you were, did you take off your shirt?
No, because the extra skin was disgusting.
I saw video of you when you were the Vine reporter, and you look so small, so young.
If you watch the Vines from beginning to end, you see me just blow up.
I really like that. I like the idea of that. That's real film school. All right, well, Chris, what about for you? A movie that got worse as time went on.
I know the first time I saw the comedy Waiting, I thought it was fantastic. And then
I don't remember this.
It's with Justin Long and Ryan Reynolds. Like the first time I saw it, I think I was
comedy.
like 20 or something.
I don't remember this movie.
And then I like rewatched it years and years later. I'm like, holy shit, this movie's fucking not funny and terrible.
It's about like a Fridays. It's like a wait staff at like a. Is it a Fridays or?
Do you think it's terrible?
Yeah, it's just like a bad. It's a bad
Like a
comedy.
teen movie?
Yeah,
It's like a bad teen
It's a dude
comedy.
bro movie.
yeah.
Yeah, well-
It's broy.
Like Ryan Reynolds is a dude bro. He has Dane Cook's in it.
Ryan Reynolds just being Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah,
It's
he
the
is a
same-
dude, bro.
It's Deadpool working at a fucking.
I'm going to give you one that when it came out, I felt like was a good movie in the vein of Quentin Tarantino. And a lot of those movies I dislike now. But Things to Do in Denver When You're Dead.
You know what? I probably haven't even seen
It's
it
appalling.
since then, and
It's
I think I
appalling.
enjoyed it when I saw
so
it.
over the top.
Boat drinks, my
Boat
friends.
drinks.
Boat drinks.
What?
And they literally, the last scene, they're all in heaven.
Drinking boat drinks.
Don't give that away,
Oh,
Chris.
God. Oh, no. I'm going to eat
It's
some more
terrible.
pizza. It's so,
It's
like
fucking terrible.
Chris Walken was the fucking bad guy, right? And he was.
They were all bad guys. There wasn't anyone in there that was a good guy.
But that was the guy like Andy Garcia had a beef with. Was he?
Yeah,
like,
but Andy
paralyzed?
Garcia was a terrible person.
Yeah, he was a piece of shit.
Like,
And Steve Buscemi was like the badass hitman. Oh man, that
it's
fucking movie
crazy.
is fucking bad.
Just terrible. Just the worst thing.
I just rewatched Ocean's 11 for the first time in a while.
Yeah.
And I don't understand how it was a hit because it's not a good movie at all. And then I was talking to somebody about it, and the only good thing about it was at the time it was just like an ensemble cast that everybody was
It's
excited.
very watchable. I've watched that movie over and over again. I would disagree that it's bad.
I watched it last week. I didn't like it at all.
No, I would say 12 and 13 are quite silly. But Ocean's 11, I got no problem with it. It's shot beautifully. And I don't ever can defend Soderbergh. I never do.
I've only watched the first one. I remember it being pretty, just like a good, entertaining, popcorn kind of movie.
It's like a chick flick for guys.
Mhm.
It's guys driving nice cars, wearing cool suits, loving each other and being cool. No, Brad Pitt is actually amazing in that movie. I'm going to give it 4 tubs of popcorn.
I give it 2 pizzas.
But like I also didn't understand it. Don Cheadle has like this terrible British accent.
Agreed. I'm not going to defend what they did with Don Cheadle.
I thought by the end of the movie it was going to turn out he wasn't actually British.
Now, see, this is why you'll never be a movie reviewer. You always decide you wanted it to be a different movie than it was. You do not watch the movie for what it is. And he was always like, I always wanted her to marry the other guy.
That's not what happened, man.
I just don't think it held up.
Well, you remind me of of Brad Pitt in that movie because you're eating something in every scene too. Gail, give us one.
All right. So American Beauty is probably the
Number one for you.
number one. But I think that there are like Argo was a movie that when
Terrible.
it came out,
I hated it.
I was like, oh, that's okay. And like the more I thought about it, the more I heard the history about it.
I hated it from Jump Street.
And then the weird thing is that it was a best picture. Like that's the thing that is really strange is like sometimes a movie is popular.
All right, let's go over the best pictures of the last.
Do you want me to go backwards?
Yeah, we can go backwards.
All right. So last year was Moonlight.
I'm going to be honest, I still haven't seen it.
I saw it. I liked it. I thought it was a very beautiful movie. It's not the kind of movie you're going to see multiple times, though. I feel, like I saw it.
I'm shit tonight.
Spotlight.
Yeah, I could watch that kind of movie. Now, is it a best picture? Probably not, but yeah. I'm shocked that it won an Academy Award, though.
Yeah,
I mean, I feel like Spotlight is, you've seen that kind of movie a million times,
Yeah.
the journalist or hero movies.
Yeah, I would say it's definitely not exceptional in its storytelling in that way.
Okay.
But it's not a bad movie,
No,
but
is
it's
it?
not,
Yeah.
but it's not exceptional. 2015 was Birdman.
Terrible. Thought it sucked when it came out, thinks it sucks even more now. And this is weird because Bird Lady is out this year with Lady Bird.
I really liked Birdman when it first came out. And then
I know you did, and I remember fucking arguing about it. It was so fun. It's everything that fucking Vito hates about film school. It was a definite film school movie. I give it 2 sucker fucks.
I give it 1 pizza.
Yeah. You know what? I give it 2 sucker fucks and a racial slur.
I give it all the leftover crusts.
That crust is getting eaten, no matter, even if the rest of the pizza doesn't. You've completely given up. You're a disappointment.
You know what? I might go back to the crusts. I want to get 1 down totally. Oh,
that means nothing to us.
Yeah, we don't care.
0.
Yeah.
2014 was 12 Years a Slave.
Terrible movie.
I still haven't seen it because it sounds pretty sad.
The first 6 years wasn't so bad. But then you're like,
having
I
a good
get
time.
it. You're a slave. Terrible movie. And I fucking hated that guy for driving through the South when he was living in upstate New York as a free man.
Living it up.
Yeah, and then he goes, I'm going down to D.C., but it's pretty close to Virginia. Nervous. I'm like, don't fucking do it.
Yeah, stay up here. 2013 was Argo, which we discussed. 2012 was The Artist.
I really liked it the night I saw it.
The silent film.
I loved it the night I saw it and never saw it since.
Yeah, they, like once in a while, like that will be like the best picture or like just like the most popular movie of the year. It's like, oh, you should see that. Once is fine. It's not like a rewatchable experience.
That's one of those ones that just like the Oscar committee loves it because it's like about movies. Like La La Land was that last year.
Dude, Harvey Weinstein was behind that movie too. Me and him went on about it and I was just all captured up in it with him.
All right, 2011 was The King's Speech.
Too British.
Watched it, fine, never watched it again. I do like movies about stutterers, though. I don't know why. Yeah, I like movies about stutterers and mathematicians. And if that mathematician happens to be on the spectrum, I'm fascinated.
I just called it The King's Speech.
It's good.
2010 was The Hurt Locker.
I turned it off.
Saw it once. These are not good movies.
No.
Hollywood.
I thought Hurt Locker especially sucked.
I remember loving Hurt Locker when I first saw it on TV last year and couldn't make it through the
There
whole
was
thing.
nothing to love, even if you thought it was a good movie.
I was really when it first came out.
0 pizzas.
I give it 1 sexist slur.
09 is Slumdog Millionaire.
I liked that movie when it first
I
came
enjoyed
out.
it, never watched it again.
I watched it again. I felt silly.
Yeah,
This
and
is
I felt really dumb that it was so caught around a game show.
That was very weird.
Yeah. That was a woke film. Some
Yeah.
of these Oscar films are really, am I woke enough to enjoy it?
Yeah, Moonlight's a woke film.
Yeah,
You
let's
gotta be
give
woke.
ourselves credit. Let's all put on black dresses and give ourselves credit. We are the people we've been waiting for.
What?
08 is No Country for Old Men.
Loved it when it came out. Now, embarrassed that it won Best Picture over the Paul Thomas Anderson.
Yeah, I
A
mean,
movie that I will go back and watch endlessly.
I think that it's just a shame that both of those movies came out the same year because I definitely didn't I thought No Country for Old Men was fantastic, but I loved Paul Thomas Anderson's movie so much.
The best movie of this decade.
Yeah.
Best performance of this decade. This is my son, Don Jr.
And that was also the same
family business.
the same year as Assassination of Jesse James, which I also really loved.
Love that movie.
That movie.
And Before the Devil Knows You're Dead, the That was with Ethan Hawke and Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Now let's talk bread. Everyone here is going to get a loaf of bread in public schools and clean water.
I love that speech so much.
It's really good.
It's just a fucking lie. And while he's doing it, they're showing
homes are important to us. And family, we asked. Everyone brings their family with them.
You just see guys living in fucking tents, and
we'll be planting a lot of crops.
Just that thing of you can say anything.
Yeah, you could just lie to
people.
Yeah.
And they will be, poor people will always be like, let's give it a chance. Nothing else has worked.
Yeah.
Let's let this terrible person come in.
You're a bunch of fucking hayseeds. And I need money for no apparent reason. My lifestyle won't change at all, but I'll just have more. I don't like people. I'm now going to be the coach of the Oakland Raiders.
All right, let's keep going.
07 is The Departed.
I like The Departed more than most people. A lot of people act like they don't like the movie.
I did not like The Departed.
I liked it.
I saw it once. It did not stick with me. I was surprised how many people really liked it.
It was heightened.
Yeah. You can't use that against me.
It was very heightened.
You're abusing the heightened.
My favorite part of the movie was it ends with a rat actually crawling apart. And in the movie theater, I yelled out, "I get it," because he was a rat, right?
I didn't get it. And I just went, this means something, right? But what?
Who was the rat? I think it should have had two rats.
06 is Crash.
Stinks.
Which we discussed.
Crap is a better name for that movie.
05 is $1 Million Baby.
Poor girl.
04, The Lord of the Rings.
Return of the King.
Return of the King. Is that the second one?
Return of the Ring.
It's the third one. That's where
the computer really started fighting itself.
That's when they defeated Sauron.
Is that the best of those movies?
No.
I believe that's my favorite.
Mm-mm. Too much computer fighting itself.
03 is Chicago.
It literally is a play.
Yeah.
A filmed play. I mean, there's no reason to do it.
I would say I don't like it only because it's not my favorite musical to begin with. So
there are some singable songs.
Yeah, but it's just like I probably like the movie as much as I like the play.
You know what? My favorite scene is "I'm Mr. Cellophane," which is what was Paul Seymour Hoffman's friend's name?
Philip Seymour Hoffman. John C. Reilly?
Yeah, John C. Reilly did the Mr. Cellophane song. I thought he was great in it.
Okay, so we're at 03. So 02, A Beautiful Mind.
Should have liked it more. Yeah.
Mathematician.
Yeah, and I should like it more than I do. I will rewatch that movie, though.
I'm not sure if I ever have. I've maybe seen it. I maybe only saw it once in the theater that year.
Everyone he sees is not real. I'll just let you know that.
I remember that. Vito's face just went, whoa, as though he experienced
I didn't see it, no.
Not one human being that he's talking to is real.
Yeah.
That just saved me 2 hours.
Well, look, you haven't seen it in 18 years, so there's no fucking hurry.
Yeah.
I'm not going to see it anyway.
It's a Best Picture and it's 18 years old, that's your fault.
I've never had any interest in it.
01 is Gladiator.
Watched it in the theater, never rewatched.
Really?
Never.
I watched it a bunch of times.
I watched it once and I didn't like it.
Yeah, I think I've seen it like 2 or 3
times. And I will tell you, when I was a little kid, a gladiator movie was my favorite kind of movie.
Yeah.
Apparently, they had made a bunch of them in the 50s, like a ton of them, and then they used to just show them as reruns on UHF television.
What was the movies that used the claymation? Were those like
the Greek myth movies?
Yeah, those I really liked. But that's not what you're talking about. The Gladiator movies.
You like Ulysses, Jason and the Argonauts, those kind of movies. Ulysses I loved when I was a kid. Starred the rapist, Kirk Douglas. And The Vikings was also a movie that said, I highly recommend The Vikings.
All right, 2000 is American Beauty, which I picked as my
I'm starting to like it more.
aged movie. 99, Shakespeare in Love.
Never watched it but once. Man, movies stink.
Yeah, they kind of stink. Oscar picks are usually kind of heavy-handed.
And most movies that come out every year stink. You get a couple to watch and not all that good. We need to break?
Yes, we do. Emma Willmann stopping by. She's performing with Mateo Lane this Friday, January 12th at Doc's Lab in San Francisco, 10 p.m. DocsLabSF.com for tickets. And the Check Spot Volumes 1 and 2 are available now on iTunes. And the Check Spot airs the first of every month at 3 p.m. on Raw Dog.
Let's break. I almost said that's it for us. Right back with Emma Willmann, Bennington.
Welcome back to Bennington. Emma Willmann's in studio.
What's up? How you guys doing?
Emma's performing with Mateo Lane this Friday, January 12th at Doc's Lab in San Francisco at 10 p.m.
Yay!
Go to DocsLabSF.com for tickets. And the Check Spot Volumes 1 and 2 are available now on iTunes. And the Check Spot airs the first of every month at 3 p.m. on Raw Dog.
You got it.
You know, I just saw Emma in Crashing because I got to see the first season. Yes, and you were very impressive.
Oh, really? Because, okay, so I saw that too, and I felt really self-conscious about my scene in it because I felt like I was smiling too much.
I did not notice that. I thought that you were overly confident, like very, very confident.
I think because when I saw that, I felt like I was. I shot 3 episodes of Crazy Ex-Girlfriend.
Yeah.
After that, and I felt like on the second episode, I felt like, oh man, I feel kind of like an actual actor. So I felt like I got better at acting through that. So when I saw that episode, I was like, oh no.
Oh, that's great.
I look stupid.
But you know, because
so I'm glad.
Yeah, because we met you when you were young, and people still pick you as the next big thing. I just saw Time Out magazine had you for this, like, the people to watch.
Right.
But I'm like, she's really growing into her confidence.
Trying.
Every year, yeah.
Trying, yeah. I did those. It was me and Mo Ammer were in the scene.
Right.
Yeah. And Whitney Cummings.
Whitney Cummings, yeah.
She was very nice.
Here's the thing. How about how she dresses? Just, I mean,
know, all right?
So
Stylish.
cool. Very, very cool.
Please. I got a face for radio.
Stop it. So you're doing well, though. Things are good.
I'm plugging along. Mateo and I have our podcast, which is fun.
Mm-hmm.
And then Crashing comes out. I think my episode's February 4th, and then Crazy X is going to come out. I'm in the last 3 episodes.
I'm going to watch every one of those.
Have you seen that show before?
No.
You got to watch the first episode of season 1 for it to make sense, and it's a musical.
Okay.
I've never seen it.
It's cool. It's really good. I had not watched it. And then when I was in it, you know, like you go on all these I go on auditions and usually you do not get cast in the audition.
Yeah.
So when I actually got cast in it, I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? I didn't even know how to react. Like I was like, all right, well, I never want to talk to you guys again. I thought it was some kind of prick. Punked, exactly. Yeah. I was like, you guys are mean. And they're like, no, you actually have to be in LA tomorrow at 2 p.m. So figure out your weird emotional stuff because you got to start tomorrow. And I was like, oh shit. And then I watched a bunch of the show and was like, oh, it's really funny and different. It deals with like mental health stuff, but in a musical. So it's like dark but light.
Right.
Does that make sense?
You know, I was thinking with all the stuff coming out where people are getting busted, if the ex-girlfriend stuff ever comes up, like how you mentally tortured people, we're all going to look.
Oh, yeah.
You know, because how many says like an ex yelled, you're trying to drive me
bad.
crazy. You're trying to make me think I'm crazy.
Right.
You're gaslighting me.
Yeah. And you're just like, no, I'm not. I'm serious. But the back of you was like, okay.
If Crazy Exes started coming out of the woodwork.
Ooh. Because sometimes it's easier to be obnoxious and have them break up with you than it is to be responsible and say, I'm not into this.
Ron, you're preaching to the choir.
Yes.
I couldn't agree more. It's so hard. The breakup is to do a breakup well, to have good boundaries and do that well. That to me is the pinnacle of health and wellness. If you can do a healthy breakup, props.
I don't know whether it's happened too many times in history that people have sat down and go, you know what, we're both in the same place.
Because if you can communicate that well, then I feel like the relationship would work. If I could have a good breakup with someone, I'd be like...
If you could agree on that it was that bad...
I'd be like, we probably shouldn't break up.
You'd probably agree on being able to work on it, right?
Exactly.
You would be like, oh, this isn't good. We should do something to make this better.
Right. I hooked up with an ex, and then she was like... You know, we'll never be in a relationship again. I had broken up with her originally, but she was like, we'll never be in a relationship again. Our schedules would never work. We want different things. So this is not, you know, unless we were just hooking up, it'll be nothing more. And I was like, maybe we should go on a date. And you know what I mean?
Right. And really, when you think about it, the thing that attracts us to each other is always sex. So what does that have to do with any of the other stuff to make it seem like you're good partners?
Like, that's just like a really, like, you have to realize that has to be a rare thing. That you have first sexual attraction to the point of it being like obsessive and fun and like wanting to spend time with someone. And then you're like, oh my God, isn't this weird? We kind of grew into people who make sense together.
And enjoy
that's
each
gonna be
other's
so
company.
rare. Yeah, it's very rare.
You've got a boyfriend, right?
I do,
See,
yeah.
that's beautiful.
We've been together for a long time, so.
That's great.
Yeah.
But no one ever thinks, I want to date this girl because I think she'd be the perfect mother for the children I'm going to have someday. You just
I love
don't
that you're
think
saying
that
that to your daughter.
Yeah. Well, you, I think it's always interesting too to see how tougher we are on our others than we are on other people.
Oh my God, it's this is like so relevant to me right now too, because I've been doing a breakup, and it's to the point where I actually think that I was really thinking, in all seriousness, I know it's going to sound weird. My friend said this is like the last stop before like you really lose it. But I was thinking of getting a sex robot. You know, they make them very lifelike. And I'm not even talking about having sex with one, but just one that wouldn't nag at me, you know, wouldn't be mean. If it could just say like nice affirming things around the apartment, like that'd be really nice. You know,
well, I'm sure that you're so wrapped up in your career that it's hard for you to not focus on that a lot.
Yeah, I feel like I'm definitely more like self-absorbed than I would be if I were doing something else. But I remember I was in a relationship 2 years ago, and this is part of why I love dating Italians, because their personalities are so big usually that it's like I get steamrolled. Like they're the big one in the relationship, and I loved like listening to her like worldview, and she was so wrapped up in what she was doing that it was really refreshing to me. It kind of knocked me out.
Right.
But
Chris is with a Costa Rican now, and he's definitely in love after living a year of Tinder.
Yeah.
But she's always like this.
A year of Tinder.
Yeah, he had a year of Tinder. But she's like, Chris, you better do what I say, man. I'm gonna fucking kill you when you sleep.
Is that your Costa Rican
Yeah,
accent,
that is.
Ron?
That's all Costa Rican. I'll fucking kill you, SA.
East LA, maybe.
It's the same thing. Hispanic.
My ex that I've been going through a breakup with is half Italian and half Jewish, and that proved to be a bit much. But she would say things that she did were based on her being Italian and Jewish, but I don't know if that's true or if she was just kind of nuts. Like it was very confusing. But everything started at a level 10. Everything.
You know, the thing about Jews, I believe that they're the only people who will use their background of why they can't do something. You know what I mean? They'll be like, Jews don't bag groceries.
Right.
I'm like, that can't be true.
Right.
That can't be true what you're saying.
And I've got Jewish friends and have dated other Jewish people that do the things she says that. Right. You know what I mean? Like she's like, oh, it's because I'm Jewish. I'm like, I don't think it is.
Yeah.
But she's like, you're not Jewish. You can't say that. I'm like, fuck.
But they get out of a lot with
They
that.
get out of a lot by saying Jews don't do this.
I'm gonna start saying Emma doesn't do that.
Right.
No, Emma does that.
No, Emma does that. There's no Emmas. I don't know if you know any Emmas that do that. They don't. They don't do that.
I always think it's funny, like how people get like if you're like, what do you want to have tonight, Chinese or Italian? And they'll go like this. Well, Chinese is good, but if you want Italian, you know, what do you're like, what? I was looking for a fucking answer, not that. And you're just like, is this? Would you treat another human being?
No,
that way?
I think that's actually why, you know how a lot of times with couples, sometimes social events can cause fights later on. So it's either like the way you go out or you go to a party or go to a social thing and then you come home and then you're fighting about how each other behaved in that certain thing. I think a lot of that has to do with there's nothing like when you don't get along or you feel like your partner is short with you and then you see them just being like kind and understanding and charming to other people and you're just like, who the fuck is that guy?
Right.
Like who is that guy?
Liar.
I don't get that guy.
If there's tension before the party too, then it will usually ramp up at the party. Except for sometimes there's been times where then I've gone and seen how wonderful they are in a public setting. This is years ago. I haven't dated someone like that recently. But then you see how wonderful they are and you're like, oh yeah, that's why I liked you.
There can be circumstances where I think when your partner will save you from something, like an awkward situation, and then they save it and you're like, we really have a good rapport.
That's a keeper.
Yeah,
somebody shows up that you both are like we agree 100% this is the worst person we've ever met. And then later you could be like,
bond
see,
over that.
we do love each other. We hate the same kinds of people.
If you hate the same person, that's like instant connection. Instant.
Vito, you haven't dated in 2 years?
2 years.
Wow. Not one date?
Heartbreak.
I had one date a year and a half ago, and that. No, I went on a few dates.
Was that Lobster Girl?
Yeah, you went on some dates.
I went on a few dates with this girl, and then like 6 months before, I went on a few dates now and then, but I haven't like dated anybody.
Are you hooking up with people?
No, I'm just doing my own thing.
So you got to get the sex robot.
Yeah, you need a sex robot.
They're making them very really lifelike. Because I'm wondering about like what the body temperature is. Like if it could be like kind of warm. Like because I would start out.
You don't
slow.
want like a cold metal sex.
No,
bot.
I would just like want to like watch a movie and then like put my hand on her leg or like hold hands.
You want
Am
a
I going
relationship.
crazy?
You want a relationship
I
robot.
want someone that's not going to nag at me.
Yeah.
You want a real girl.
Yeah, but not one that's going to like that. I can't take anymore. I'm tapped out. I'm 32. It's been years of just coming at me with the like, you said the wind.
Yeah.
I don't want. I'm good. You know, I just want a nice robot.
Right. Now, wouldn't everyone consider
that
that
cook off?
Yeah. That dildos have always been sex robots from the beginning.
Right, without a personality.
Yeah, without a personality, but
Yeah.
we've had some kind of robotic stuff since what, the 40s,
Well,
the 30s?
every technological advancement, the first thing that we try to figure out to do is how to like use sex or have sex with it or do something sexual.
VR is the
Right.
big breakthrough now. VR is going to be, so you'll be with your sex robot while you're watching VR.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you're physically having sex with your sex robot, but you're looking around and you're seeing exactly.
See,
what you
that's
want.
scary though, because that's like where you're really crossing like teetering lines
Yeah.
there. And that does scare me. Not enough to say no.
But
it's, you gotta be a little cautious.
The thing is now, like, would you really want someone to walk in the room, but you've got the fucking helmet on, you're
just
fingering
humping.
your ass, you know what I mean? They're just fucking taking video.
Like, you and also think like visually it's weird, but then you're listening to things within your world, so it's just like the sound of you humping and breathing hard and walk in the room.
And imagine there's like a glitch in the technology and it stops, then you're like so aware of what you're doing. And it's just like quiet and you're like, oh shit, my reality.
But yeah, I mean, just like anything, if you are coming up with a more perfect reality, how are we going to convince people not to spend 100% of their time in that reality?
Right.
Whatever
Well,
that thing is.
Right.
I think
it's a little dangerous.
Yeah, we're just at the beginning stages of it, but it may be something that you might enjoy in your old age, because I think what's going to happen, the VR will get so good that by the time you're elderly, you're going to be able to put on this thing and go back to the 90s. You know what I mean?
Right.
You're going to be able to go back to a time that
A
you
comfortable world.
Yeah, the world that you loved.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're going to be at fucking Lollapalooza when it used to tour.
What
you
if
know,
we're
you're going
all-
to love it.
What if we're in a virtual reality right now?
Well, people bring that up. Musk, what's his name?
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk believes that this is a virtual reality that we're in.
Shit.
That we're being shot from the other side of the...
I want whoever's controlling me to make me start working out more. Can they get messages?
Why do we even have to work out if this is virtual reality? Why can't we just fucking matrix it and do stuff?
There is no spoon.
Right. There is no spoon. That's why you can bend it so easy.
This is why I don't smoke pot, because this is how I am when I'm sober.
Yeah.
So I feel like if I started smoking pot, it'd be over.
Well, I am really high right now. So this finally, the conversation went to a place where I really wanted it to.
So you still smoke?
No.
Oh, all right.
I can't. If I still smoked, I would do everything else.
Me
That's
too,
my
Ron.
thing.
Me too. I've been not drinking again, and it's much.
Yeah.
Like, I was going back and forth a little bit, and I was telling these guys before we started that the last time I was at Sirius was when I was doing morning radio, and I had drank the night before.
Yeah.
I had a little blip, and it got out of hand real quick. I got tanked, and I was like, I gotta do, wasted. Like, I was getting sick the night before, and then I was like, I gotta get up, do radio. So last time I was in here, I was like, still kind of drunk.
That drunk
And
where
I
it
have
feels
not
like
drank since then.
Yeah, that fucking hangover, but still drunk, and it feels trippy. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like you can feel all your skin has.
Yeah, and like
everything.
everything sounds kind of off
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Like I had a hotel job when I was right out of college, and I had like really early morning hours.
Yeah.
So if you were out late the night before you were really, you know, it was not a good situation. But I would do it because I was a kid and you're like, oh, I don't need to sleep.
Right.
But I have gone to work where I was still drunk and you're like, everyone can tell I sound weird. Everything sounds weird.
It's true.
Your skin just feels bad in your clothes
hurts,
and you're
yeah.
just like, and then the worst part is by the end of your shift, you're getting a hangover.
Right.
So like
Yeah.
you're drunk at first, but then as the day goes on, now you're sobering up and getting really sick. I can't even believe that like I functioned like that as a young person. It's
Most people do.
disgusting.
Most people, that is like their first few years of working before they're like, for some reason, you start to put more emphasis on the job. So sad.
It's true. And this was still early enough. This was, I think I got here, it was like a 7 a.m.
Yeah.
start time. So I was still drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they were like, afterwards, they're like, great show. You were really on today. And I was like, oh, boy. Are you still not drinking, Chris?
Oh no, I'm drinking again.
You are again. Okay.
You're drinking hard though, right?
Yeah, I'm enjoying,
back at it
enjoying a
again.
few drinks multiple times a week.
Oh, that's not too bad though, right?
What?
Multiple times. It's not, I feel like.
It's every day.
It's
with him.
okay.
And he drinks to blackout.
Really?
Yeah, like you're a quantity.
Weekends.
Like once you start, you're kind of like a quantity drinker.
Let me
in
just
that
tell
way.
you something. He ate a full pizza before you got here by himself. And you were said you were going to eat a second one and you couldn't.
I couldn't. It's fine, but it doesn't. I mean, we
You
only
haven't
have,
tried since you stopped.
How far did you get with the
He ate
second
the
pie?
one. That's the
Oh
second
no! There's like a couple bites in. This is a failure for sure.
Chris convinced me that time when I was on that he lost his penis in a meat grinder.
Just-
I will never forget it.
just part of my
Yeah.
penis. What do you mean convinced?
Remember, were you here?
No.
Yeah,
were you?
was it? Yeah, that was, I'm gullible, but I'll never forget that because I was walking out like, wait, was he serious? Or, because you guys all stuck with it. I was like, what? And then the intern was like, no, he was not serious.
What intern was it?
I forget.
Yeah. I always fucking never understand when somebody needs to break the premise. You know what I mean?
break kayfabe.
Go with
Lost
it
my
forever. Yeah.
Because I felt bad because I was like, you've got to be kidding me. And he was like, no, I had a summer job working at a grocery store and I was standing too close to the meat grinder and so my penis got caught in. I was like,
Pathological.
Well, I mean, look, I like to take my dick out with the.
right.
You're still doing it?
Yeah, we're all
We're all done.
agree.
It's over now.
I felt awful because I was like, wait, if that's true, I've just made him feel awful.
Now, the show that you were doing every once in a while in the mornings, when that show
Every
went,
Friday.
that show went off the air,
Yeah.
what was great, Jenny Hutt tried to fill in and everybody was attacking her.
Oh,
All
see,
the
I
fans of the old show.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, the show Wake Up with Taylor had been on the air for 10 years.
Yeah.
And they were diehard. Like, I had people coming out to my shows from Wake Up with Taylor, and
Right.
it was fun. The tagline on Wake Up with Taylor, the slogan was, hey, girl, hey. And when I first heard it, I was like, I would never say that. That's not something I would say. And then people started coming out to the shows, and they're like, hey, girl, hey. And I'm like, hey, girl, hey. Like, it would get weird sometimes, too, because it'd be like, I would think someone was from the show. This happened a couple times, and I'd be like, hey, girl, hey. And they wouldn't know what the fuck.
You're like, why'd you just say that?
Yeah, they were like, wow.
She's odd. Emma's odd.
That was weird. But it was definitely it was startling when it went off. So that her fans
Yeah.
did not.
They lost their shit because it came out of nowhere.
Yeah, it sure did. She didn't
Yeah.
even get to come on and say goodbye
They never do in radio. You
Right.
never get a goodbye show.
because it'd be like they'd be scared that.
Well, you come in and go, by the way, this place fucking blows, and they're going to be playing shitty Christian rock next week. So, you know, like.
Talking about your boss's
Yeah.
wife.
So, place that I've ever worked, they would just like say to somebody after the shift, like, hey, boss wants to see you. And then they would be gone. They wouldn't tell anybody else. They would know it. Or, you know, I've been around when they do full format switches, right? So the whole place is fired. So
Oh,
everybody is
Jesus.
fired, but like the sales department.
Wow.
And you know, like you're going to Spanish music after that, and you see that they'll have like margaritas there and shit because they're trying to get into the new.
my
they're
gosh,
like
yeah.
looking up Spanish restaurants and shit, and you're just like, you fuckers.
It's so crazy too because radio. I mean, like you're really in people's lives. Like
Yes.
it's like a real relationship.
It's a
you know?
pretty intimate
It's
connection.
very like when people from Wake Up with Taylor would come to my shows, I would feel kind of like I knew them too in a way.
Right.
And they'd be like, what happened when you went through your girlfriend's phone? And I'd be like, oh, you know, we'd like pick
Yeah.
up where the show left off. So I couldn't imagine the people that had listened, you know, for 10 years and all of a sudden
Yeah.
gone.
It is, I think, out of everything, the most that you feel like you're friends with these people, and the audience reminds you of each other.
Yes,
and then the audience could easily hang out with each other.
Right.
And
Yeah,
sometimes
they make friends,
Yeah,
yeah.
for me doing this for years, a lot of people have gotten married that listen to the show. There's kids. Some of those kids are grown up now because I've been doing this for a long time. So it's bizarre, but I started radio when there wasn't a social media, right? So the audience would just show up. But after that, they start to talk when you're not around, and it's always weird that they become friends with each other.
Right. Which makes sense because it's like having a mutual friend.
Right.
Like, oh, you like that too.
Yeah.
Taylor's got there's a Wake Up with Taylor support group on Facebook. So I get to I was seeing what they thought of Jenny on that.
Yeah.
But I couldn't, those were the diehard fans. So I didn't know if they just had one reaction. I don't know. Is she still on there?
She's not on there, though. She's back to her regular.
Right. She had a
Tough to get thrown into that too. It's be tough for anyone to win there.
Dude, it's
you know?
so fucking.
Like I feel for her on that.
It's so fun when you move into a new market because everyone in that city hates you.
Right.
The day that you show up,
Who
you
the
just like
fuck?
Yeah. And you just be like, hey, we're the new show, blah blah blah. Let's take a call. You guys are fat.
Right.
You're like, what? Yeah. So after you do it like a couple times, you're like, oh, I know how this goes.
Right.
You know what I mean? We're gonna have fun in the beginning and fuck with those hardcores.
Right.
But the first time it happens to you, go like, no, you don't understand. I'm very well liked.
Yes.
In the other city.
I'm the funny one.
Yeah.
You'll get used to me.
It's always like that.
Talk to people in Kentucky. I'm
Yeah.
a big deal. Well, could you imagine if something happened to you guys and then someone would try to come in and talk? It'd be like traumatizing.
It is at first, and then life goes on. Everyone's
Right.
life goes on.
Yeah,
but
either
at
they
first
find
it's
you
weird.
somewhere else,
Yeah.
or they stick around and they like the new like it takes them a while. It just depends.
Well, see, with Sirius, you have so many options, but if you're doing small market radio and anyone has the least amount of talent, they would be a god in that town.
Right.
Like when you're in a smaller market, you are a bigger star than Stephen Colbert is in that town.
Totally.
You know what I mean?
You're
just
the guy.
bigger.
You're at
Yeah.
the fairs. You're doing
Yeah.
all the stuff.
100%.
MCing the pie eating contest.
Yeah, everything
Yeah.
is you're just that guy, and everybody knows you. And then you do something crazy and you get fired, and everyone's freaked out like it matters.
Right. He puts his penis in the meat grinder.
Yeah.
It was a blessing for me about Wake Up. That it ended up being a blessing that it got. It in a weird way for me, it worked out because if I had still been doing Wake Up with Taylor, I don't think I would have put my heart into the Crazy Ex-Girlfriend audition.
Right.
Because that happened, and then I was the next week, I was in Halifax, and if I had Wake Up with Taylor, I would have had to done Wake Up, flown to Halifax, and done a show. But I didn't. So I slept in, flew in, self-taped an audition. I don't think I would have done it if I had done radio.
Yeah.
So it was some weird, and then I had to go to LA for 6 weeks. So that would have kind of, it weird in a very odd way. Because it was like within a week of that happening that Crazy X happened.
There's probably always things that you feel that cushiness when you have the paid gig to fall back
Absolutely.
on, or you know that okay, well, I know I have a sure thing at this place. It's going to make you fight less hard for anything.
Totally.
Yeah.
And in most things, the most fun you could have is the beginning of any project. Because then you have
That's true.
all expectations. You're meeting people. Hey, you're great,
So
man.
much hope.
Yeah. Let's get together for drinks, man.
So
'cause
much.
we're all fun together.
You know what? I always want to start a business with people. I don't know what my problem
me too. Me too. Any new project I'm happy about.
Yeah.
Emma Willmann's in studio. Emma's performing with Mateo Lane this Friday, January 12th at Doc's Lab in San Francisco at 10 p.m. Doc'sLabSF.com for tickets. And the Check Spot Volumes 1 and 2 are available now on iTunes. And the Check Spot airs the first of every month at 3 p.m. on Raw Dog. And Emma's also appearing on Crashing and Crazy Ex-Girlfriend this season.
And we're doing a Check Spot live show in New York on the last Saturday of the month, which is going to be awesome. We're going to be recording another live show. And we get comics that most of them don't have albums out yet, but we're taking like their best material and making like a mixtape version. So it's a lot of fun.
Cool.
Where are you doing it at?
This one, I got to pull up the name of it.
Yeah.
I'm an idiot. But what's so great is that, like, you know, Aaron, the producer, Aaron Hodges, will find comedians that I wasn't even with. Because I'm like, oh, you feel like I've seen so many comedians in New York. The last couple live shows, he was bringing in people. I'm like, who are these people? And then they would be hilarious. So it was pretty, like Keith Price.
I don't know.
He used to have a show way back on Sirius, and he was so funny. So it's always refreshing when you see a new comedian who you're like, oh, he's great. Who is this person? You know, I'll get the name of where we're doing the show at.
All right, this is weird. This is Jenny Hutt, the person who replaced Taylor, calling us right now.
I'm having anxiety.
Jenny.
Awkward. I know. I'm listening.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hey.
Hey. So I didn't replace her. I'm like a place filler.
Somebody said that you were behind her firing, though.
Someone else will have that spot permanently, and then my normal time is still 6.
You're not. So I'd seen you write that you're back at your normal time, but you're just replaying it.
Yeah,
Now are you up 7 in the morning every morning?
Yeah, I'm up at 6, but yeah,
And you are on for how long?
2 hours, 8 to 10.
Good for you. I mean, you really got jumped into that, and it's a whole.
I did. I got
doing morning radio.
First of all, Taylor's great, and
she said the same thing about you. She was like, "That's not an easy, it's not an easy thing."
Yeah,
and I get it. It's her fan.
And
I mean,
also,
they love
morning
her.
radio is tough.
Yeah.
It's a whole different. The first
a whole different animal. Yeah.
Oh my god!
It sure is.
Always works best if you do a little coke before the show.
Oh, that's the key. Where do I get it? Where can I get some?
So Jenny, the day that you stabbed Taylor in the back, how?
Yes.
Weren't your opening shows kind of tough? When people,
Yeah, it's still tough. It's still different.
They still
I've
hate you.
12 years. I've spent 12 years on the air in other time slots. This is my first morning thing. It's weird, Ron. I'm not very good at it, but
No.
I keep doing it.
So, what was your show about today?
Oh God! Today was at Oprah, of course.
Oh, that's cool. I did not watch the Golden Globes.
First of
Oh,
all,
really?
Yeah, I wish I had.
It's the craziest thing in the world to act like it's a good idea for Oprah to be president.
Yeah, that's
it's
nuts.
insane.
It's nuts. I mean, but we're so there. I mean,
yes, because
we're so there.
That's the reality.
We're nuts, just like the Trump people are nuts.
Right,
Everyone
exactly.
is fucking
Totally.
insane. So if I see people going, couldn't you get behind Oprah? Oh, how stupid that person is.
It's got to
So I'm stupid, but wait, let me just say to you guys,
Yes.
have a great rest of your show. I would have eaten 2 pizzas because I love pizza, and that's the story. But go talk about Oprah. I love her, so I'm done. Bye.
Yeah, but it's one thing to love her, another thing for her to be a president. It'd be like me saying Joe Montana was so great with the 49ers. Why don't we make him president? It's insane.
Do you guys know the comedian Ryan Hamilton?
Yeah.
Jenny, have you ever seen him?
No.
Okay, he's got a great Netflix special out, but I saw him last night and he was like, how about they, go for like Senate first or Congress? He's like, why is everyone jumping to president?
Let's just do Oprah for mayor. Let's start there.
Do a mayor, do a little thing, dip your toe in, see how you feel about it. Don't just go for president.
But they were actually saying this is the fucking big networks. They're going, everyone knows her.
Oh,
She's
Jesus.
always been nice. We like her. That's not the same thing as having a president, you maniac. What if you go like this? I know this popular woman. I want her to operate on my heart. I think that she's so great.
She's so
Let her
nice.
crack my
She's an
chest open.
outsider. You're like,
yeah.
The live Check Spot show is January 27th at 8 p.m. at Art Space on the Upper East Side.
Oh, I've
That's
heard
where
that
it is.
place.
It's supposed to
Yeah.
be super cool.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a lot of fun. It's gonna be a really good show.
I might come to that show.
Oh, that'd be great. I'm sure you could be
Yeah.
on the show.
Oh, that's too
Please.
much. That's too much for me. That's too much. I like to sit in the back and smoke, Chris.
I
And then
love watching shows too.
Yeah, and then I tell people, no, I was told I could smoke. What are you writing over there?
I was writing down the information to plug it later on.
Oh,
Thanks,
smart,
Chris.
smart.
Thanks,
Really
Hey,
cute.
that Jenny Hutt thing was uncomfortable, huh?
Yeah, that was shitty.
Oh, I didn't think that. I thought that was really nice of her.
No, she was trying to say that she's glad Taylor's out of there.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
My
You don't think she
God.
confessed, do you?
But here's the thing about Jenny, and I think she would, if she was on, she would agree. She's a racist, an out-and-out racist.
I said some homophobia. Yeah, that's what I was picking up. Not at all.
Out of all the things that you could be, whether it's homophobic, racist, misogynistic, Chris, which one do you think you're closest to?
Oh, I fucking love that question.
Yeah.
Okay, let me see. So it's homophobic, racist, probably racist, I guess.
Mhm.
I mean, if I want to know myself,
You don't have to use the word probably. You're pretty misogynistic, too.
But I think the racism is probably slightly stronger than that.
Especially because as a white person, like we don't even know the ways the whiteness
Right.
infiltrates our brain.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
that's
it's like
true.
we could have like white thinking that we don't even. We're like,
It's not my fault, exactly.
It's like a sickness.
Yeah, because you ever hear people who are like, "I'm not a racist," but and then they'll say something that you're like, "Oh, that is definitely racist." What you just said,
Totally.
So it's like, but I think what they mean is like, I'm not malicious. I don't want these people hurt. I don't want to.
You
know
don't
what I mean?
yell
Like,
the N-bomb out your window, but you still say things that come
Right.
across as racist.
When I first learned that white privilege was a thing, I got so defensive because
Yeah.
I'm coming from me. I like
Right.
I got to college and I was in an interracial relationship, and I had one of my first friends in college was Haitian.
Uh-huh.
And she was talking about white privilege. I'm like, what are you talking about? That's not a thing. I got so mad.
Yeah.
She was like, it's white privilege that's making you mad. And I was, rah, rah, rah. And then I started to like learn about it. And I was like, oh my God. She was like, you
Right.
never think about being white, do you? And I was like, well, not until you're bringing it up right now.
Right.
And then I was like, oh, that is a
That is
that's
a privilege.
it's
You don't have to
such a
consider
privilege.
race.
Like I've said it before on this show that I think the problem that people have is the wording is so sensitive. The phrase privilege
Right.
sounds
Then
like
someone could say, well, I don't have money or this and
exactly,
that.
and that makes it very hard for anyone who's white and working class or white and poor to hear that they have privilege. But the point is that you have certain things that are just like given to you, but you
For
don't
sure.
feel like they are a privilege
Right.
because they're just how it feels to be
Exactly.
regular.
But what
the
about
way you
the
walk
fact
into
that-
a store and the way you're treated?
Exactly.
You
But
know
the
what I mean?
fact that I'm so attracted to Halle Berry proves that I do not have white privilege. Vito, what do you think you're closest to me?
I feel like I'm closest to homophobic because I have like less gay friends than I have black or women
I so
friends.
appreciate that. I
Yeah.
love it when people are open about their isms because it makes me trust them so much more.
Right.
If someone's like, I'm not homophobic, they're killing gay people, and like it's like creeps me out.
Yeah.
That was extreme, but thank you for saying that.
Thank you for being open about your hate.
I don't hate. I'm just saying if I look
So
at
you
it, the least
hate.
amount of friends I have is gay.
Why won't you hang out with gay people?
I just don't have any gay friends. Work with a bunch of gay people at my other job, but we don't hang out.
It's odd.
I
that
should
you
make
won't
more of
hang
an
out with
effort to
them.
hang out with them.
Okay, what are you more?
Can it be just sexist? Can it be like
Yes.
I have that feeling about, because I feel most different about the way men and women are.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I feel like of all of those things, there are things that are inherently different about men and women. And so I think I use those things to pass judgment on men and even women as well, where I'm like, why would you act this way? As a woman, you should be doing this. Why would a man take this? And you know what I mean? I think
Right.
that's the thing that I focus most on is gender difference. I think.
You're one of those anti-patriarchy people.
Yes.
Even though it has set us so many years, thousands and thousands of years, it's worked perfectly. Thousands and thousands.
For half of us.
For you.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Which one are you on, you think?
Oh, I would think
It's a tough question.
because I would say racist because of the way that I was brought up, that you can never shake all those things. You know what I
Right,
mean? You
right.
just, as much as you can. Like I was probably 17 before someone said to me, hey, you really are a racist.
Really?
You know, yeah. And that's when I was in Canada. And the white people there are like, man, you're pretty racist, huh? I'm like, what are you talking about?
Do you remember what you did?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
To make other people call it, white people call it?
I grew up in like that kind of town where black people were
Right.
here and they'd only see each other at school and we would fight. You know what I mean? But your parents and all your friends' parents dropped the M-bombs. They were very mad about a certain. That was the time of neighborhoods turn black. So people were mad about losing their old neighborhoods and moving in, and all that happened before me, but I got the residue of that kind of thing of thinking this is the way the world is. As far as homophobic, I really kept it quiet how much in love I was with glam rock when I was a kid, because you could get really tagged.
Oh, that's so interesting.
So I loved Bowie and I
Right.
loved T-Rex, and I love Mata Hoople, and even Jagger used to be called, names and stuff back then because everybody started putting on makeup. So I'm very aware that I kept a lot of that to myself.
It's not good for straight guys too. These like rigid things we put on men to not be able to express themselves. We shouldn't be policing men's like interest and emotions.
Right.
It's not. It's awful. Like my dad's always like very like stoic, and I've never heard my dad say, "Well, my feelings," or "I feel this." Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
So it's just men have really.
And
gotten,
something also men point out about women that they really hate. Like I've noticed this is like a thing that people mock, that women often say, well, I feel this thing is like this because they're aware that they're emotional beings.
And they might
Where a man would
overdo
be
it.
more likely, I think, is my guess, is to like make a statement and just say this is like their perception is fact. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because they're presenting it this way. And I think that they see something wishy-washy in women because they're sensitive to the fact that you're like, maybe you feel different, but I feel like this. And you kind of made me feel like this. And I don't
my
know
cousin
if you
feels, and I was talking to my friend, and they feel. And you're like,
exactly.
And also, I think when it comes to that, the initial thing that you're afraid of when you're a boy is being called a sissy. And that a lot of people think of as homophobia, but it's really misogyny. It's like being compared to a girl.
Right.
And you don't ever want that to happen when you're like in first and second grade.
Especially if you're trying to attract women too. It's a very like intrinsic. If you're a straight guy, then you want women to like you like inherently. So then if someone says something that would then threaten your chances at getting girls, that's like a very primal, like, no, I'm not that. How do I differentiate between me and that to then get more of what I want?
Right.
Which I totally understand.
Yes, particularly when a lot of women like knuckle draggers. You know what I mean? They want
that there's an attraction.
I don't even know what that is. That sounds like a racial slur.
They want a beast.
Oh yeah,
that will protect them.
Exactly.
Right? A beast that treats them gently.
I think that is really confusing for like women who are attracted to men. It is very confusing because there's a repulsion that goes along with attraction for that heterosexual, like women feeling like, oh, there's something about him, but he acts like an asshole, and they don't feel.
But you know who also has that same thing is gay guys. They will be attracted to the kind of guys that picked on them.
Yeah.
They don't see them as the enemy.
Yeah, that's interesting.
You know?
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll get like attracted to like hyper masculine.
Right.
Right.
And even the abuse that comes with that.
Yeah, because there's a lot of fetishism in the gay male community about like having sex with a straight guy.
Is that true?
Yeah.
I always, because you see porn with that.
Yeah.
But it's like, because I never understood why someone would be into someone that's not the same orientation lineup as them.
Yeah.
I don't
think
get
it's
that.
more confusing to women. I find that. I would find that confusing.
Because if you're a gay guy and then you're having sex with a straight guy, I don't know, you want someone that like desires your body, but you always hear gay guys say that.
Yeah.
That they like straight guys. Because a straight guy, I guess a straight guy would have to like I saw this porn where it was like a gay guy blowing a straight guy, and the straight guy was just like looking at porn of a woman.
Mm-hmm.
But that seems like a tough gig for the gay guy. But he was into it.
Yeah.
And so was I. I don't know.
Yeah.
Sexuality's weird, man.
Yeah, you can't like.
It's an odd couple.
Chris, don't you say that you always have to knock them unconscious before you can feel comfortable?
Oh yeah, that is
with
what he
themselves?
says. Yeah.
Just between me and you, Ron.
Yeah. Yeah, he better not try anything with me, man. I'll go straight Costa Rican on him.
Good for you for having your girlfriend for a year, Chris.
I know.
Thank you
I'm
very much.
impressed.
Unbelievable.
So am I.
And where'd you guys meet?
We had met when I was sober and just gotten out of a relationship, and then we met and nothing happened. Then I met her, ran to her at a bar in Brooklyn, and then started dating.
That's like very fateful to
Yeah,
like
it
meet
is.
someone and then bump into him again in New York.
Yeah.
I know.
The universe.
And he was immediately in love the second time, right?
Oh yeah, I was smitten.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Emma Willmann's in studio. Emma's performing with Mateo Lane this Friday, January 12th at Doc's Lab in San Francisco, 10 p.m. Doc'sLabSF.com for tickets. The Check Spot volumes 1 and 2 are available now on iTunes. And the Check Spot airs the first of every month at 3 p.m. on Raw Dog. And there's a live Check Spot happening January 27th, 8 p.m. at Art Space on the Upper East Side here in New York City.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
I saw Mateo with a young Spanish man from Spain.
Yes. Did you go to the cellar party last night?
No, I was at the stand last week.
Oh,
and
okay.
He was openly public displays of affection.
Yeah, I went by the cellar party last night and he was there with the guy too. And I've never seen Mateo with anybody.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yes, he seems like, he's like, I definitely want you to meet this
That's
gentleman
great.
from Spain.
I've never, from the podcast, we get guys writing in that are like interested in Mateo.
Yeah.
They're like, do you think he'd have? I'd say it's a pretty steady stream. And then the other day, someone was interested in me.
Really?
Yeah. First time. Second time. But one time was a guy.
Mm-hmm.
And that was, I felt bad. This guy was like, hey, you're cute. And then he said, I'm 98% straight, but 2% gay. And he said, funnily enough, I think you're attractive. I was like, well, that's not a good.
Funnily?
Yeah, he was like,
You're a fucking idiot.
Yeah, but then he was like, I think you're really cute, da da da. And then I was ignoring it, and he kept sending me messages. And then he sent me a message of him with his shirt off. And so I wrote him and said, hey, like, good for you for putting yourself out there. I'm not interested, but someone will be someday. Like, thanks for reaching out. Because, but then I told Mateo that, and he goes, why'd you engage with this guy?
Yeah.
But I felt like, I don't know.
It's also the difference between women and men.
Yeah.
We don't try
Was
to
I
make,
too nice?
Yeah, we don't try to make sure everybody's okay and all that because it gets
right. I felt
confusing.
bad. Because
I would worry about that same circumstance. I would worry that I'm like, well, look, I want him to stop sending me these, but I don't want to hurt his feelings.
Especially because he said, I'm 90% straight, but 2% gay. I'm like, I feel like you really put yourself out there.
Yeah.
But also, fuck that guy. I mean,
who fucking cares?
Right.
I don't care how gay or straight you are. It's your business.
You're like, back
Fat
off.
person. Fuck you.
You fucking idiot, too. Like, have you ever, looked at any of my stuff? Like, I was like, I mean, I don't know, buddy. Like, your target marketing is a little...
Yeah, but the thing is,
But I appreciate it.
because you give off whatever vibe you get off, it doesn't mean that people won't be attracted to that.
True.
Because you have, like I said, like electric thing going on about you.
Thanks, Ron.
And now it's showing up on screen, not just on stage.
Right.
And much more than when I first met you. You're really finding that thing.
I hope
now.
so. I
Yeah.
hope so after all these years.
Yeah.
Whew.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was very flattered that but Mateo gets like a real steady.
Sure.
He's been inspiring me though. I started doing Pilates.
Yeah, but Mateo's bare ass is out there so much.
I know.
He shakes an ass out
He
there.
works for that ass. Like he works out a lot.
Yeah.
So he's inspired me to doing Pilates a week.
Well, it's good
one
for
week
you.
ago.
You enjoying it?
Yeah, I've gone twice.
Yeah, all right, good. Good, you're on the team.
But I'm making it, I'm trying to act like it's like a thing I do now. I got a group on
That's
for
me.
10.
I'm a Pilates person.
So I'm an instructor, actually. If anyone wants to take a class,
Quickly, yes.
I'm an instructor.
Let's have a class. All right, we got to wrap this up, Chris.
Yes, we do. Emma Willmann's been in studio. Emma's performing with Emmett Mateo Lane Friday, January 12th, Doc's Lab in San Francisco. Go to docslabsf.com. The Check Spot Volumes 1 and 2 are available now on iTunes. And the Check Spot Live show is happening January 27th, 8 p.m. at Art Space on the Upper East Side. And Emma's going to be appearing in Crashing and Crazy Ex-Girlfriend this season.
All right, that's it for us. Chris, there'll be pictures of how he failed. He only got halfway through.
One pie.
That other pie you're eating tomorrow. And it's being left over, just sitting there until tomorrow.
He's eating out of fear.
Yeah. All right, that's it for us. We'll see you again in 1974.
Ladies and gentlemen, the evening is over. We hope you all enjoyed yourselves, and we'll see you all again in 1974. Good evening!